I got the white. FriendlyFire's got the blue. Joey's got the yellow. Now, this is a bottle, gym bottle, right? Double wall.
Let's go. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Salud.
With our new bottles.
Yes.
Check this out, boys. Look at that. DZ, do us the honors of explaining what we are talking about. We've been posting some stories and that. What's happened here?
Yes. So, if you've been paying attention, first of all, welcome back to episode, what's this, 126?
126.
So, big news, guys. This episode is our first episode officially brought to you by the HYDROGRIP. Look at this. Woo. Look at this. We got 3 bottles here. I got the white. FriendlyFire's got the blue. Joey's got the yellow. Now, this is a bottle, gym bottle, right? Double wall, thermal, keep your drinks hot, cold. But the ticker, the secret weapon, it's got a magnet on the lid right here. So you can mount your phone and easily film content when you're in the gym or whatever. We just used it to shoot the ads as a tripod. We used it. It works great. It's super stable. Now, the story behind it, little backstory. HYDROGRIP followed me on Instagram just randomly. And I clicked on the page and I was like, this is incredible. I was like, this is so cool. This is a great product. It's a great idea. So I hit them up and I said, look, this is what we do. I really like this product genuinely. You know, we'd love to work. And they were kind enough. We set up a call. FriendlyFire and I jumped in a call with the 2 girls. They were lovely. Obviously very hardworking, very successful with what they've done. And yeah, we hooked it up. They sent us a couple bottles and yeah, we'll go from there. Big things on the horizon. But as soon as I saw and I clicked on their page, I was like, this is great. Yeah. This matches exactly what we do. We all go to the gym. We've been, we've been tossing up for a while, looking at different products and conversations with people, and nothing's like, like we only want to work with people we like and people we really, appreciate the product. Yeah. And yeah, as soon as I saw this, I was like, this is brilliant.
It's so practical, eh? Like, how many times do you have to get someone in the gym? Like, I've done it multiple times where I just have to ask someone to record my set because I'm going for a PB or something. Or you bring in some big tripod in and it's just like, it's too big, it's too out there. But that's just so subtle, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is great, man. The ladies were lovely on the phone. So it was good to have that phone call and just kind of, discuss. I love talking about business. I love it. It's so good. So just here quickly, stable when it's full or empty. Super secure magnet, as you guys can see on the YouTube video. I'm literally I'm holding the bottle upside down and like literally
it's strong.
Shaking my hand up and down. It's not going anywhere, right? Super stable, and this is empty too. So when it's full,
it's not falling over with the phone on it.
This isn't going anywhere. It can stay hot for 12 hours. So on your winter mornings, right, because it gets freezing here in Sydney, and it stays cold for 24 hours. All right, BPA free as well, which is super dope. And the biggest, most exciting part for me about this company is Joey K. Tell the people.
Every 10% of every purchase, that didn't make sense, but 10% of every purchase goes towards the children's
Sydney Children's
Hospital, which
that
is crazy.
So cool.
10% is super generous.
Yeah, for sure.
It says something about them too and their business model.
Exactly.
And everything. So, a local business too around the same area we are, and it was just everything lined up, So very excited, very happy to bring you this. They got a ton. They got more colors too. There's orange, there's black,
and it's not ugly. You know what I mean?
No,
they've worked out a way to make it. Yeah.
I wonder how they.
And that's empty. The weight distribution, the way they've manufactured it. They've made it heavy enough to withstand that magnet and the phone on that angle. You'd really have to try and kick it over for that thing to fall over. You know what I mean?
Look, if you're looking on the YouTube video right now, look at this.
Yeah, and not just that, right?
Like, that's not going.
Have you ever been doing cardio and you're like, what can I do to pass the time? And then you got to like put it on you got to put it low on like where the controls are, and you're looking down like this. You put that in the cup holder. And like on the machine, by the time you're sitting there, you're not even looking down. It's kind of just, you can watch Netflix, you know what I mean? You can turn your phone to the side.
Yeah, they show that on the bottle here, actually. Yeah, it's a great stand for like watching content and stuff while you're on the bike or whatever.
Not just making, but watching.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely brilliant, man. Brilliant.
So check them out on Instagram. It's HYDROGRIP with a 0 for the O instead of an O. So check them out.
From now on, I'm going to be sharing the links now in the descriptions of our stuff. The Spotify's, the YouTubes, all that. Guys, if you're super excited about this product, man, go out there, grab yourself a bottle or two. Don't be shy to let them know in the if there's a comment section when you check out or something. Let them know.
FireCast sent you.
Tell them you're coming from the FireCast. Spread the love, man. Spread the love. Because remember, your purchase is now going towards the Sydney's Children's Hospital, which is so dope. And then hopefully maybe in the future, we don't know where this partnership's going to go. Hopefully we can get some discount codes. We can get, a special edition FireCast bottle or something. It'd be so cool. So
let them know.
Let them know you're coming from the community and share the love. Remember, the money is going to a good cause. And especially in this day and age where everyone loves to show off their lives on social media,
such an easy way.
This is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
This is literally a no-brainer. Look at that.
Yeah. We literally filmed the ads from the bottle.
On the bottle, yeah.
And so,
great.
Yeah, stay tuned for those too. You'll be hearing us some more professional sounding things from us lately. We should probably do more for ourselves too. You know what I mean?
We're a bit lazy though.
Yeah, we are a bit lazy. But anyway, this is a good cause, good thing to get behind.
So thank you,
HYDROGRIP.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very grateful.
Thank you for taking us on board. We appreciate it. So yeah, guys. So another thing, you're going to hear now the ads. I'll probably play the ad every episode for the HYDROGRIP bottle within the first 30 minutes. And yeah, obviously we've now got the Spotify ads apparently in full swing as well. Megalodon shout out messaged me saying apparently he had 12 ads or something. And I was like, dude, I promise you, I do not know how to turn them off or I don't know how to tell them. So it's a good thing though, right? Spotify's pumping our stuff and we're getting ads and stuff on it. So that's
just
great.
Skip the ads. That's your solution.
Yeah.
Just skip.
Just skip them.
But not the HYDROGRIP ad. Don't skip the HYDROGRIP ad. All right.
So, boys, man, how are we? Joey K, what's going on? Let's make this a little bit. I'm going to keep this literally as now podcast notes stand thing. Look at that. Look at that. It's so compact and out the way.
Yeah,
it's so good. Look at this. Oh, awesome.
That's my new phone stand for this pod as well.
Literally. Joey K, what's been going on? How's your week, man?
Yeah, not bad. I did a few night shifts this week. Had to get a bit of this job over the line, but it was in this live David Jones area. So obviously you can't go in where there's customers there. So I had a few night shifts, then had Wednesday off, and then back on days today and then tomorrow. But this Monday, I go on a cruise, P&O cruise with my family and Tori for my old man's 70th. So
how long's that for?
4 nights, 5 days. So we're going to Moreton Bay, and it's all paid for. The thing is with the cruise, last time I went, I was 18 or 20. I gained 5 kilos in a week because mainly all the food on there is paid for in advance. So there's only a few restaurants where if you want to eat bougie, you're you have to pay for that or that. But you can easily go on board, and unless you're drinking, you could not spend a cent. But obviously for alcohol, you have to spend more unless you get an alcohol package. But me and Tori aren't going to drink that much on the cruise. We're going to drink, but if you get an alcohol package, you got to drink every day, all day. But I'm just going to be drinking a bit, but I don't want to have to try to drink more just because I'm trying to make up for the extra money I spent. So it was going to be good though because we haven't had a family holiday like that in ages. I've been on holidays with Tori plenty but having Tori and my family there, it's going to be cool, man.
Sounds fun.
As my dad gets older, the grey hairs start to set in and you see old photos of your dad when he was a dashing young man. And then you're like, man, Father Time just doesn't wait for no man.
It gets us all.
The more you can, some people, especially when you're younger, you don't want to do family shit because you're it's lame. But I think I'm getting to that age now where you got to try and savor those moments and stuff like a cruise. Some people freak out because you're on this big metal vessel and you can't go anywhere if you tried, but this thing is huge. It's 290 meters long or whatever. It's got slides and zip lines across a pool. And my nephew's been there before and he was saying that it's got crazy stuff there. So yeah, keen as for that.
Yeah, that sounds great, man.
I'm going to be having a fresh bucket of prawns, right? I'll probably have to peel them myself, but whatever. And then a nice bucket of prawns with a Corona. I don't even like beer, but I'll have one because that's the vibe, right? Maybe
that sounds great.
Maybe a Long Island, who knows, or two.
Ooh. Yeah, beautiful. DZ, what's been happening, man?
Yeah, I've been good, man. Super good. Doing a lot. Like you were saying, my brain's pulsating. I feel my synapses firing,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Something interesting happened. I went to KFC yesterday. I went through the KFC drive-through.
Which one?
And on the Northern Road there, right next to near Cadden's.
Yep.
And the drive-through chick was AI, man. It was ChatGPT in the thing. It was
Goddamn.
crazy. I couldn't believe it. I sent a message to everyone. My missus, everyone. I'm like, bro, you know what just happened? So I went to.
What did it
pulled up-
sound like? Did it sound like AI? Like
Yeah, AI voice. She was like, "Hi, I'm Casey. Please look at the screen while you place your order." And then
like
I
a
didn't
Casey.
know. I didn't know whether to use manners or not. So I was like stumbling. I was confused. I'm like,
So was there no one at the window? Like there was obviously someone at the window because you had to pay. But
I think it was so there was two lanes. I went in the far lane. There was someone in this lane. I think that person in that lane had the lady because she had a headset on still in the window. So I think it's only for like the far lane or like to help with the numbers. You know what I mean? Like
so the AI must put it in the computer for the girl at the cash register to see.
yes,
You know what I mean?
But I wonder how well it works. Like if you say I want a bacon cheese zinger, but take off the bacon, add pickle, do this, that. Like I wonder how it
Yeah.
well, you know. But that's just crazy. Like
It's
I
like
told-
you're being too picky. Grow up.
I told you it comes quick, man. We're gonna see this stuff everywhere, bro. Like
And like at what
blew my
point?
mind.
At what point do they just test how hungry you are? They can see how hungry you are when you rock up. Remember, like they get a you're famished. You know what I mean? You rock up, you need like, and then if you've ordered at that KFC before and you've ordered the same thing, for me it'd be a zinger box.
they
Probably.
know what it is.
They're like, you've ordered a zinger box 20
Zinger box,
times in the last 12 months. You're like, damn, this thing's keeping track.
It tells you your
fat
calorie,
shit.
your weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've gained 2.5 kilos. That's coming
yeah.
to this, Cozy.
Other than that, trading is good. Podcast is good. Music is great.
Yes,
Ghost,
sir.
thank you for all the love on that. Still going, man. A lot of kind words from people. Shows coming up. Organize a set. Everything's
Yeah.
good, man. What about you? How's your week been?
Yeah, been chilling. Busy at work at my 9 to 5. Been absolutely smashing it, which is good. It's good because it doesn't feel like work. So it's like me and just this other guy like Sammy. We're just like kind of chilling and we're just doing all, like heaps of shit. So it's good fun, man.
Are you getting home late?
I'm getting home every day at like 4 o'clock.
I feel like for you, there was one point there where you were finishing at midday or 1 or 2, and you were like, "Oh, true, I have the rest of the day to trade and do this and that."
No, we're pumping now.
Yeah, okay.
We are absolutely pumping, which is great though because 4 o'clock is when pre-London starts in the markets. So if you don't know the financial markets, this is going to sound like mumbo jumbo to you, but yeah, you want to basically be home Sydney time if you're trading by 4 p.m.
Yeah, okay.
Latest,
Yeah.
absolute latest. 5 o'clock. Because sometimes if you can catch a move before London even opens and you can get out, bro, happy days. If you can catch a move in that 4 to 5 hour mark, fuck, man, that's juice. Because then you don't have to risk any more of your money during London when it gets a bit wild. But other than that, yeah, it's been good. The show's creeping up. We're still stuck at like the final 8 tickets. So, and there's still literally like 5 people I can think of who are just being now absolutely like lazy feral cunts. They just still haven't got their tickets. So I don't know what everyone's waiting for. So it's going to be almost time to start organising the first run through with all the artists. The bus is booked. I haven't sent the email out yet. I just fucking keep forgetting. And I'm kind of just waiting for these last tickets to sell before, because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to send this email out to like 50 something people, and then
More people.
you watch the last 8 tickets are then going to sell, and I'm going to be like, bruh, what the fuck.
And if you sell all the tickets, do you tell the venue and what are they going to?
I've already told the venue. So I've sent an email. I tried to do the sneaky. I was like, hey, look, like we're almost already sold out. Like, give us the top room. Like, seriously, like.
And they're like, no.
And they just said, look, they were like, look, like it's good that you're almost already sold out, obviously, but we can't swap you because, you know, obviously the band playing up there's, you know, planned this in advance. And I was just like, yeah, but how many tickets have they sold? I was like,
Did she tell you?
nah, I didn't say that. I wanted to though.
Probably less than us.
Yeah, my ego was coming through. I was like, come on, bro. So, look, at the end of the fucking day,
If it's in the bottom, it's in the bottom. It is what it is.
yeah, it is what it is. I'm happy with the number. I'm happy that we're already almost sold out with fucking over 2 months to go still. But all it is that at the end of the day, this will be a lose-lose for Lazy Bones, right? Because I'll never take our business back there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking for a venue that, like I said, I'm very big on give and take. Give and take, give and take, give and take. I scratch your back, you scratch my back. Help me promote the fucking shit. Help me fucking sound keen. Like, I know you're a fucking jazz thing, but like, fuck, man, I'm going to make, you know how much money I'm about to make
But but also they don't know that though.
think they need that one
with a lot
time.
of. That's right. They deal with a lot of people who have probably done them in a couple times. So they're right to not trust us. Right
yeah, of course, of course. There's a business risk, but at the end of the day, like, again, when the venue makes fucking 10 grand or more, and I make $1,000 on tickets, and I've got to pay every motherfucker, like I've got to pay all the artists, which I'm happy to do. But you can kind of work out the math that then when Megalodon would know this shit. When you're running events, especially when you're not established like we are, most of the time you're doing it at a baby profit or break even.
Or a loss.
Sometimes losses. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only annoying thing. But like, so I want to find that home for Synergy eventually where like they want us to, they want
that
our
just comes
business.
with more shows though.
Yeah, of course. It's just frustrating.
I feel like we almost got that with Elton Chong now, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Well, they've emailed the funny.
Have they contacted you since that show at all?
Like 5 or 6 times.
Well, have they just said you want to
please come back, please.
No,
please.
she literally emailed me again like 2-3 weeks ago. She sent me a date in January. And she was like, all right, here are your booking details for the event. And I was like, I'm not doing an event there, man. I'm like, fucking stop bugging me. God damn it.
That's
like,
good though.
It is good.
You want a keen?
It is good. But I did tell her, I said, look, again, right, here's my business brain. The only way then, especially next year for our friend group, it's a very busy year. We've got multiple weddings. I'm getting fucking married and shit. The money's obviously fucking super tight as it is, right? The only way for me to do something next year would either be in the middle of the year when there's nothing on and people are going to be willing to come out for a dance and a boogie, or I said to, because I went to Elton's for No Sights 3-hour DJ set, and I was talking to one of the ladies, right, and obviously she remembered from the night, and she was like, oh, so when are you coming back? Like, she's like, I'm thinking January. I was like, yeah, January would be good, but you need to let me come during the holidays when everyone's off, right? Second of all, a free entry event would be great, because you entice people to come, you make money on the bar, but then there's the next problem that we need to solve is how does my business then make money if we're doing free entry, okay? Ding dong, fucking, you got to give me a cut of the bar, mate. Like, let's cut the shit. Like, I'm not, like, I'm being serious. You got to give me a cut. I'm not asking for half, but I've got to pay motherfuckers to perform, bro.
Yeah.
Even though our crew, all of them would do it for free. I'm not saying that they're like that, but if you want to, say I want to get that other artist from, I don't know, interstate or that rapper from wherever or that DJ who's not part of the crew. They want to get paid. They're not going to do it for free. No. You know what I'm saying? And some motherfuckers will charge a hard bargain because they think they're fucking, top shit. But if they're a good fucking DJ and they're going to bring people to the event, then yeah, it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? But how do I do that if I'm doing a free, you know what I'm saying? I've got to get people there so soon from October. So during the holidays is great when no one's working. Okay, maybe let's not do a paid thing this time because it's like kind of like a holiday thing. But how does the business make money? We're gonna need a cut of something, bro. Like
Well, I mean, yeah.
But that's
stuff
the way
we work out.
That's all shit. Yeah, that we work out as it comes and yada yada yada. I didn't say that to her. But that's what I'm thinking because at this point now I'm getting the vibe from them that they just want to fucking take. Take. Like fucking help me out here, bro.
They got to give you something that's worth coming back for, other than just continuously breaking even or at a loss.
Give us the incentive to come do it. All right,
because they already had a taste, right? So it's like now, I think Lazy Bones wants that taste, and I feel like Lazy Bones might have a better building or a better room to do that,
a better offer,
set out.
Right? So far, better set out, 100%.
So maybe, and they're a bit more closer to the city, so maybe they can afford, a little bit more to, to give. So
yeah, it's just, yeah. Well, that's the thing though. It is like DZ said, is that at the end of the day, it's a business risk for both parties. One, I do this, or I do all this, the event flops, right? Whatever. We still do our thing to 10 people, right? We sell 10 tickets. We make fucking $150 or $300, whatever, right?
Would never happen.
Got to pay, well, hopefully. I've got to pay everyone in my pocket. That puts the business at a loss. They then obviously make no fucking, or fuck all money on drinks. Probably still more than us. 10 people all drink fucking 5-6 drinks, right? Fuck, half of us drink like fish, right? So they're still going to make more. Regardless, they still win.
They always win.
They always win, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I like working with people where it's we're all eating good.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
just you, motherfuckers.
The next thing is eventually we get our own venue. We
yeah.
we own the building. We hire the building. Whatever
Yeah.
factory, boom.
Yeah.
Deck it out. But that comes with money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why you have to buy your tickets. That's
Yeah.
why you have to buy a HYDROGRIP. That's why you have to buy the merch.
That's it.
How's the merch going anyway with the summer stuff? We're gonna what's going on? Are you planning?
good. Yeah,
Is the
so-
winter store closed now?
Yeah, winter store is now officially
Okay.
closed. So yeah, no, it's the same thing. Just start designing some things. Chloe's got some fucking cool ideas for like girly shirts and that. But it's just kind of summer. The only shit thing about summer is kind of boring. Like you can only
Shirts and shorts.
do tees.
Yeah.
Just do tees, hats.
That's it.
That's it. So just
That's all you need.
yeah.
People love teas though, man.
Yeah. So that will be more info coming soon with that. But yeah, other than that, man, like we're in full swing.
yeah.
Business is in full swing right
As you
now.
can see.
So it's good. So thank you all as always, especially if you're fucking supporting us, rocking with us, buying merch, buying tickets. It's super dope, man. It's super fucking dope.
We go on the community corner.
Yeah, let's do it. Where's my fucking? Oh, yep, I forgot. It's
On
on,
your
the
trusty-
HYDROGRIP.
Handy dandy.
This is so cool, dude. Like,
It's dope, man.
all right, let's have a look here. Zexa says, "Where can I watch Joey K uncensored on Brazzers?"
On FireCast. He's already uncensored.
I'm already uncensored. You can't get more than this.
Yeah.
What more do you want to see?
We are borderline. Yeah, sometimes the shit
On
we
the
say, I'm like,
Patreon.
God damn. Yeah, Trump shot again. Yes, that's something we're
Yeah,
definitely going to talk
yeah.
about. This guy literally has ops. He's literally got ops trying to kill him, bro. It's fucking.
It doesn't end, eh?
It's wild. Zexa says, "FireCast has changed a lot, man. Really proud of you boys.
Thank
Can't
you,
wait
sir.
for you guys to be filming in front of that Lamborghini. Thank you, man. It's
Yeah,
gonna
that's it,
happen,
bro.
man. I'm fucking
That's
telling
it,
ya.
man.
It's gonna be probably this colored too. This like
Ooh.
matte slick type color. Yeah, and that's okay. That's it for the Discord. Thank you very much. And then we go to SpeakPipe. We had a few.
What's Raz talking about?
I hope. Yes, the shaman sent one. Thank God. Oh, we've got a few.
He's not actually gay, though. He's not gay.
Yeah. He's a bisexual.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, he's done. He's done.
I was thinking that. Dude. I was like,
He's not a bisexual.
The gay shaman.
Why is he the gay shaman?
Because he looks like he's
fully embraced it. He
He's
fully
like,
embraced
he's like a well kept, like his beard's not like raggedy, so
It's clean.
And I love how he says gay shaman Raz as well. Fucking sick cunt. All right, so we've got one from your mum.
Suck my penis, FireCast.
that's Cody.
Wow, that was Cody's first ever speak pipe.
Wow, he made it count.
That's all he had to
At least
say.
he made it
He
count.
made it count.
Jesus,
Said everything he had to say.
That's all he had to say.
That's a drastic. That is a drastic difference from Raz's.
Yeah,
fucking-
very
his long,
polite, yeah,
his,
very-
his long voice memos where he has to like start and stop it.
We got one called. Are there any
Suck
tickets
my
left?
penis.
First of all, boys, let me just say, I'm so fucking proud of you for selling out this show. Or nearly selling out, I should say, but you're going to sell out. Second show, sold out. Boys, you're fucking awesome. You're killing it. So proud of you, so happy for you. I really wish I could be there. One of these days I'm going to make a show that you put on. I'm going to make Synergy, man. I'll be there.
Yes, sir.
Fuck. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come away with, how the night goes. It's going to be awesome. I've got my own little news too, which I'll be announcing soon, but by the time this comes out, it's probably already been announced. I got offered 3 amazing opportunities up North Queensland, Cairns, Townsville and Airlie Beach, supporting Seth Century and Pez. Like, fuck me.
That's
this is
nuts.
like
I saw that.
my fucking dream job, bro. Like, it's so sick. So excited. And I'm taking Jazz with me, man. Fuck, it's going to be a sick weekend. Oh, boys, we're having such a good year.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank you very much, Mega.
I love this guy, man.
Dude, that is nuts, man. Seth Century, god damn.
Pez, yeah, I
like,
seen that. I was like, damn, Meg's killing it, bro.
fucking and see,
Good on you, bro.
And all it took,
Deserve it.
all it took for Meg was he just did one show for Pez, and they done so well that Pez was like, dude, I want to work with these motherfuckers again. That's all it took, man. It's networking, bro. And you go hard, whether there's 10 people watching you or 50. Like, you know what I mean? Or 50,000. Like,
he's literally traveling Australia doing this stuff,
Yeah.
man. Like, he's been everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? It's so cool to be able to go in a state. Money aside, like just doing that and doing what you love, you know,
Yeah.
and even getting paid at all for it, man. It's congratulations, bro. You deserve it. It'd be mad to have him on a synergy lineup too, man.
oh, dude,
Yeah,
it will
bro.
happen.
It's
Yeah, of
inevitable.
course, of course.
It's definitely going to happen. It's just a matter of when.
Man, we could do such a good synergy in Brisbane, bro.
Oh.
The lineup we'd have.
Dude, I'm telling you.
oh boy.
Synergy Brisbane or Queensland in general would have to be. We'd have to have
A festival.
I'd need a venue with fucking 2 rooms.
At least, yeah.
You need a venue
Hip-hop
with 2
room
rooms.
and
The hip hop
EDM.
room, the EDM room. You start the EDM first, so there's not too many clashing, and then as like maybe 2 hours or an hour as the hip hop starts ending, you start the EDM kind of thing, and you just have people fucking everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be nuts. It'd be nuts.
It'll be fun, man.
It'd be nuts. So yeah, man, fucking good luck on your show, man. I can't wait to see the fucking content
Yeah.
from that. Now we've got one called Mobile Phones.
Yo, what's good, FireCast? I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the news by now about what's happening in Lebanon with the pages and stuff. I also put it in the Discord, but I just wanted to elaborate, and it doesn't matter like whose side you're on at this point. I just think if another country was to do that, it would be World War by now. Like, I'm just pointing it out. Like, I'm not trying to whatever. If Lebanon did the same to fucking Israel, then it would have been fucking war by now. World War, and the Americans would have fucking bombed the shit out of Lebanon. I'm just saying, like, I was just thinking as well, like, fucking, your mobile phone is a literal ticking time bomb if you think about it. Anyone can hack it because it has a lithium battery. If your mobile phone is hacked and they get the right codes and shit, they can blow up your mobile phone. And they've done this to many people, but we just don't hear about it. I don't know, guys, it's a bit scary, especially since you guys are talking about, well, like, some people are being watched through their webcams and shit. That's fucking creepy. Anyway, guys, fucking love the music. Keep doing your thing and fucking go get your tickets, you bloody filthy animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first of all, who is Hezbollah? Is that a country?
Listen. All right.
I'm so confused.
Hezbollah, Hamas, and what's the other one? There's one more. They're radical terrorist organizations that their goal is the eradication of Israel, or to unite Israel, free Palestine, they say, right? But they're not a country. They operate in different countries.
Okay.
So Hezbollah operates out of Lebanon, and Hamas is from, I think Hamas
Palestine? Isn't it Palestine?
No, Palestine's not a country though.
No,
Palestine.
but wasn't the Hamas?
Yeah, their
They're made in
goal. They're all like, yeah, it's like they operate in the West Bank and stuff. It's like it's weird, but they're not countries. They're like splinter cell groups backed by Iran. It's all Iran. It's basically Iran versus Israel. And now Lebanon's getting pretty involved as well because Hezbollah, even though they're not part of Lebanon, they're still like backed and they operate out of there. And a lot of those countries support the cause of freeing Palestine. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, this stuff's been going on since like the bloody
It's been longer. Yeah, it's been going on for hundreds of years. Yeah.
But and it's just an uneven war, like what Zexa was saying. Unfortunately, it's an uneven battle. You know, it's an uphill battle for the Palestinians. And whatever side you're on, there's negatives on both sides. Both sides haven't handled this situation very well, and it's the way they are handling it. It's never going to end. It's never going to end.
Yeah.
I seen a thing where Israel has done targeted attacks and eliminated these leaders from these groups for years. And what happens? Another leader just comes and they keep just. It's not going to end, man. It's a terrible.
If you cut the
head.
head off a snake of like a rebellion group, one will take its place. You know what I mean? I feel like when it crumbles from within, that's when it's like it could maybe cease to exist.
That's
for good.
right. Civil
Maybe.
war.
But if someone attacks someone, there's always going to be someone who was for that side who's maybe like not in it at that point, who will rise up the ranks. Because it's like the Taliban, right? The Taliban's been, when they're in Afghanistan, they still are, and like 200,000 plus strong as well. Like through like,
they're the government there now.
Yeah, they're the government.
They run the country.
They run it, but like you said, it's not official. It's not official, but they do run it.
It is now, I think.
No, but like, I don't think they're seen by like the UN or nothing like that as an actual
like government party. Yeah,
but
they
who
do.
is though?
I don't think that's it. I think that's it.
I thought it was like actually official, but they can't do anything about it. I thought maybe not. I might be wrong, but
maybe
you're
official
right.
being like they do get shit done there, and everyone listens to them. But I just thought they don't see it like a official. You know what I mean? Like
official,
a proper.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
like
know, but
the way it came about, it's kind of like they don't follow the rules of what other governments do in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
like
radicals.
rogue.
They're
Yeah.
radicals. But
what about the mobile phones he was talking about?
so-
Like, do they actually blow? Is that real?
Yeah,
like,
haven't you heard?
So
No.
Israel, the way Israel, the latest attack Israel's done on these guys is they all carried around pages, right? Pages. That's how Hezbollah communicated. Pages. Israel blew them all up at the same time, and everyone who was carrying one of those pages got blown up. But they weren't massive bombs, so a lot of them just got injured. People did die. A couple little children and stuff died too, collateral.
wow.
And then 2 days later, walkie-talkies blew up. They did the same thing with walkie-talkies. So all their tech has been compromised.
Yeah.
And apparently the tech is made in Germany, I think. But Israel, the stuff they do is very, very crazy. Like they're Mossad, they're like CIA splinter group. They can penetrate anything. Like they would have had inside men probably years or months working on this, and they've implanted all the devices of all the Hezbollah people, and apparently they were starting to get hot in the trail, so they weren't ready to blow them up yet. It was part of a bigger plan, but because they got intel that they were sort of like suspicious, they were like, we have to do it now or never. So they blew them all up and before they were ready to blow them up.
It's like I saw a TikTok of a dude at like the fruit market in like Lebanon or whatever, and his thing just goes poof, and he just goes flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah.
The walkie-talkies killed more people, so it must have been big.
Yeah, because fucking you put the walkie-talkie to your face, bro. Imagine that to your mouth, and it.
Yeah, the page
Pretty
you're kind
scary.
of just looking at it.
Page
Right?
is like on your hip. You hang them
Yeah.
on your hip or some shit. So you kind of want that to blow up if out of
So
all
it
of
just
them.
blows off your cock and balls first.
Oh,
your hip
imagine
just
that.
around that region.
It's such a terrible situation, man, and I don't see how it ends. Like unless both, like I don't know, they're gonna have to split that region up or something. I don't know.
They've been
man, but-
fighting for hundreds of years, and they're going to fight for another 100 years. That's not ever
But
ending.
What are you
Like-
saying about your own phones? Kind of remember Samsung had those problems where the
Yeah.
Samsung phones were blowing
Yeah.
up. Do you remember that?
No.
So anything with that battery can actually blow up.
Yeah,
It
just the
was-
lithium. Isn't it all lithium batteries?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
any battery can
Any
just
battery.
blow up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets too hot and shit.
But yeah, crazy times, man. Sad stuff. I hope this stuff can come to an end soon. But yeah,
It is, that is fucking wild. We got one called School Photos.
it's cool photos.
Just to elaborate real quick, that's pretty scary to have something like that in your pocket. And we don't even your own computer could be a ticking time bomb. You gotta be careful, man. This shit's getting scary. And this AI shit, Israel has a lot of links to the AI, and they're fucking dangerous cunts. If they're fucking blowing up fucking people in Lebanon, I wonder what they'll do. And it's just fucked. Like, doesn't matter whose side you're on. It's just fucked. There's innocent people don't have to die. That's just what I'm saying. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I hope it's all good. And I just wanted to comment as well on the injury stories. I said quickly, fucking one time I was playing rugby in school. I was like year 8, and I was playing. It was not really a work-related injury. It was still kind of an injury. I was playing and I was running around. It was like this metal pole thing. I hit my face into the metal pole. I go and look, and one of my friends from that I was playing with, he was like, "Oh, fuck, go look at your eye. Go look at my eye, and it's fucking bruised and shit all over." My dad comes to pick me up. He's like, "Oh, who bashed him?" I'm like, no one. He didn't believe me until like fucking the office and shit told him, oh, he was playing rugby and shit, and he hurt his eye. It was so embarrassing though, especially like walking around. And then we had school photos the next day. That's what was so bad. And I have a bruised eye in my school photo.
I feel like at that point,
You just don't rock
at
up.
that point, you either don't rock up or you just lean into the fact that you got into a fight. You
Yeah.
just- You get that in your head, is that's your story, and you're like, you should see the other guy. You know what I mean? That's it. Like, yeah, any embarrassing injury like that, bro. Everyone's always going to think if you have a black eye, everyone assumes fight, always.
Yeah, fucking oath. Or the missus is
Just beating you out.
beating the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Fucking
Just didn't cook dinner
Didn't cook
again.
the steak properly, and she just gone sock.
I was actually cooking steaks for dinner the other week, and then I just seen Tori like just come with a full backhand because I didn't cook it right. No, I'm joking. But I was cooking ours medium rare, right?
Yeah.
Which, if you're a normal person, medium rare or medium is what you'd have your steak at.
Yeah, medium.
But Tori's mum likes hers well done, and I cooked
Oh.
it perfect in terms of a perfect medium rare steak. Seared the fat, the grizzle as well.
Yeah.
I looked up some Gordon Ramsay videos of how to cook a perfect steak, and he's like, you want to baste the steak at the end with butter, right? So you're basting the steak, and I got garlic cloves crushed up in there, rubbing the garlic cloves over the steak, really letting it ferment.
Yeah.
Right. And full doing it proper, and I cut into it. I'm like, oh my god, perfect, right? And Tori's like, oh my god, so good. And then Tori's mum just like comes back down half an hour later with like basically 3/4 of her steak, and she's like, I couldn't eat that bit because it was too pink. And I'm like, I look at it, and it's perfect pink.
Yeah,
and it's just like, I should have. Some people just love the well done. Like, I really want to know how many people cook their steaks to being well done.
I used to.
Really?
And then I grew up a little bit. I used to. But now I'm medium.
The only thing I maybe could eat well done, but you'd have to eat it there and then while it's hot. As soon as you reheat that bad boy, that thing is like rubber.
Yeah. I've had steaks this week too. I'm not going to lie.
What steak's your favourite steak?
Porterhouse.
Porterhouse.
Ooh, baby.
Okay.
I've been told now multiple times by multiple people. One of those people actually sent a speak pipe today that I am the best steak he's ever had. Like, obviously other than a restaurant, like a home cooked steak. I'm the king of home cooked steaks.
Is it Cody?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep, and he's a hard man to please, that fella.
Yeah, he is. We went to this place called Elements Bar and Grill in Piedmont. Me, Tori, Lydia, and Cody. We spent $484 on dinner.
Oh shit.
We're like, all right, do you want to get 6 entrees? And we're like, I don't know who we thought we were.
6 entrees?
But we all wanted to share like tapas, right?
Yeah.
Did we stop there? No. I got a ribeye, and I forget who else either. I think Lydia got a ribeye as well, and then Tori and Cody got Scotch fillets. And man, it was like we were just like after the entrees come, we're like, shit, we still got steak, and we're full like got the meat sweats and stuff. It was so good, but
It would have been so yum.
so good. Yeah, but Cody the whole time was critiquing the steak. Like, you know, you like poke it and prod it when you're looking at it. Like,
Yeah, fine glass.
He's a funny colour in Europe, and then the waiter's going, oh, this is the best steak in all of fucking wherever. And then Cody's just like, I'll be the judge of that. All right, we got the return of Gay Shaman Raz for his, I think, what? Is it a month now consecutive speak pipes? I think.
Shaping up
4
to be.
weeks.
4 weeks since
I like it. He's got a point to prove, this man. He's trying to finish the year strong.
yeah.
I'm excited. Here we go.
What's happening, you FireCast bitches? Okay, Shaman Raz is back. I feel like I have a responsibility now to leave a speak pipe every week now that you guys have shouted me out. Got to retain my my speak pipe champ status.
Yes.
Dark web shit. I don't have any experience with it really, but I guess talking on Silk Road, a couple of my mates got some acid from Silk Road. Went to a comedy show. They went to see Duncan Trussell. This is like fucking many years ago now. But anyway, apparently the shit was super strong. I'm not sure if you've ever seen Duncan Trussell's act before, but he has like this puppet that he calls Little Hobo that he uses at the end of his act. And when he pulled out Little Hobo, they both just lost their fucking minds and had to leave. They're trying to find the train station and were literally just like walking circles of the city. They called me and and my mate is like, they're just like losing their minds. I'm trying to like calm down a bit. And then all of a sudden my mate just goes, oh, fuck. That cunt's getting bashed by the cops. I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? Like, are you boys all right? And this is how the conversation ends. It just goes dead silent for like 4 seconds. Bye. And that was it. And I was like, oh my God, these cunts are fried.
You couldn't pay me any amount of money to eat any type of anything from the dark web. That is fucking nuts.
Yeah, you're kind of just letting fate decide.
Yeah, that is fucking nuts.
And to be at like, first of all, psychedelics at anywhere that's a public event is a risk that you take at your own peril.
Fucking
you know,
oath.
because if that goes sideways, you could be somewhere where if you're sober, you're completely comfortable. But that kind of stuff sometimes takes you out of that comfort zone. Not sometimes, every single time.
Yeah.
Takes you out of that comfort zone, and a comedy show turns into a horror show.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Fucking oath. And then we've got another one from Gay Shaman Raz.
Also, I've been thinking about something. I almost don't want to say it because I don't want to ruin it for the listeners.
Say it.
But it's pretty fucking hilarious that you guys, from the very start, just decide to coin me the nickname Gay Shaman Raz.
We're just talking
So
about
all this time, 126 episodes I think it'll be for you boys this week, all your listeners probably think that I'm just fucking shoveling dick. And look, I'm comfortable with my sexuality, so I don't give a fuck. But just for the record, Gay Shaman Raz loves the pussy. Have a good one, boys.
How funny were we just talking about? How weird is that?
So, yes, for a little bit of context, if you're listening and probably wondering, the shaman actually isn't a homosexual.
But it's just that he's such a well-kept guy with his beard. Like, he doesn't look homeless. And I feel like a shaman, to me, I feel like he has that aura of being like either very spiritual or that feminine, or that feminine spiritual. You know that one where you get those spiritual head jobs or something. You close your eyes.
Yes,
gives you some ayahuasca.
So Gay Shaman Raz actually isn't gay. So
For the
we
record.
should change his nickname to Straight Shaman Raz.
No, because that sounds more gay. Because you're like, you don't have to preface whether you're either or. But if you're really trying to push straight, you're like, okay, bro, what do you have to prove?
Thank you as always, everyone, for the speak pipes. Gay Shaman Raz is the undisputed champion thus far. Megalodon's coming back in, it seems, hot. We'll see how they can keep up the pace for the rest of the year. That's all the speaky dicks for now. Thank you guys as always.
Reddit corner.
Oh, yeah. Do we know what time it is, boys?
The Reddit corner,
It's
man.
time for the ding, bang, bang, do. Gonna bang, do on my dick. Oh.
Welcome to the Reddit corner.
That's so funny.
Here you go, mate. Your bumblebees.
They
all-
look a bit more perky today.
Yeah,
what did you do to them?
Put gel in them.
Okay. It was your turn, Fun the God, this week, wasn't it? So
Yes,
tell the people.
I chose what this kind of thread. It is, what is the most embarrassing thing you've done while being drunk?
Okay.
Which I thought was...
So this would be a good one for some speak dicks next week.
Oh, yeah.
Surely everyone's got that story.
Oh, yeah.
I was notorious for vomiting. I was the friend who always passed out and vomited. I've got this story once where we were going to a party, right? And this is back in the good old days when it was fun. And see, one thing about us millennials is that we knew how to party. Back in the day, you could go to a random party and people would let you in. No one would really start drama unless you were being a fuckwit. Like, so we caught wind of a random party. It was like in fucking Oxley Park or some shit. And as always, I'm like messaging this chick. I'm like, hey, like, where's the address? She sends me the address. So me and the boys, we all go to my old mate Jake's house, Smithy, where they're doing pre-drinks and shit. Dude, at pre-drinks, before we left the house, bro, I went through like a fucking half a bottle of whiskey on my own, bro. Jack Daniels. Just shot after shot, giving shots to people. Bro, I end up passing out and vomiting everywhere in the house and shit, right? So these cunts are going, dude, we haven't even fucking left yet. What are we going to do with this cunt? And I go, just put me in the car. So Brad, Jai and shit go, all right, fuck it, we're bringing this cunt with us. They drag me into the car. They get me a bucket from Smithy's house. We're driving there and I'm vomiting and shit in this bucket. We get to the party, right? I promise you, bro, it's like a movie. I get out of the thing and the boys are going, come on, man, let's stop being a pussy. Like, fucking come good. I'm like, nah, I got this. I get out of the car. I've got my fucking bucket. I walk into the party with this bucket full of spew and I literally went like this with the bucket.
Why did you take it with you?
I literally went like this with the bucket. I held it up and people were like, yeah. I said hello to a couple of people and then I just went... Boom. I fell into the back fence. I chunned it again into the bucket and I passed out with my hand in the bucket.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I was out for the whole party. Apparently the boys were like trying to stop cunts from like pissing on me and shit. Like,
Swear to God. And then they end up waking me up like 4 hours later when the cops come and shut the party down. And they had to get me up because we're all trying to run away and shit. I've still got this fucking bucket of vomit and shit.
Oh.
And Brad's like, you fuckwit. I was full trying to stop like fobbos from pissing on you and shit. And I'm like, bro, you should have just let them. Yeah, that's my story. Yeah, and I've got multiple stories like that too. Like more than one. So, right, Joey, kick us off, bro.
Yeah, I'd like to share one of my stories a bit later. But first up, I looked at this thread and it was from this girl. Took up a dare to eat a booger someone picked from their nose for $100. In my defense, as well as being very drunk, I was also 20 years old. When you're at that age, $100 was like $1 million. I'm also told that when I tell this story online, it's important to add that I'm a woman, apparently, because it makes it even worse. Which is like, first of all, I think whatever gender you are, that's kind of fucked up. But also, the only way that is kind of normalized, not really normalized, but in my brain, when you were younger in school, how many people, and you can admit to it if you ever were one of these people. I wasn't one of these people, but people would literally, I'd see them pick their boogers sober and just be like,
Man, I never got that.
Or someone would like, they'd mask it like they hide it like that they pick in the nose, and then they do this and they roll it. You see them roll it, and then they go and they pretend to look at they pretend to look at their fingernails. And they pretend they're biting their fingernails, but what they used to do was just go, and they eat the boogers. And I would watch this. I'd just be like from afar going, he's not going to. No, he's not. No, he did. He did. And I would never out them ever. But I was like, what's the go?
What's with the boogers?
I don't know.
Why do they eat them?
I don't know why it's a thing.
Do they taste nice or what? I've never eaten my boogers. I've never even been tempted to eat my boogers. Like, it's gross, bro. How the fuck would you want to eat them? Like, is there a reason?
And there's not even any.
This cunt eats his boogers. He's not saying nothing. I'm like, he's rolling up his hands.
Yeah, I'm like, this is funny how she mentioned she was a woman.
Yeah. I mean, I reckon that's true. That's not that far-fetched, right?
No, that's true for sure.
I went to some hardcore show at a sleazy venue one night, got completely wasted. There was a girl there, kept handing me beers because she couldn't finish them, so I ended up having my own beers plus her beers and heaps of shots. Start getting nauseous as you do when you're really drunk and at that stage. So I could feel the vomit coming up my throat. So I rushed to the bathroom, about to vomit, and I kick open one of the stores. Unfortunately, there was a guy sitting in there taking a shit. But as I've kicked the door open, the vomit's already coming out of my mouth, and I chunder all over him. Then me being drunk, I automatically assumed the worst and assumed this guy's going to try fight me. So I beat him to it and I socked him in the mouth and I ran.
Oh my God.
So he vomited on him and hashed him.
The disrespect.
That's it. Like, again, that's pretty fucking wild.
That is wild. But it's not, but that's not the wildest shit I've heard though. I think that would be true.
I threw a chicken into a swimming pool once and then dived in to rescue it. According to my friend, I was so distraught that I took it to bed with me to keep it warm. When I woke up the next morning, I had no memory of the night before and found a chicken in my shower.
What the hell is that?
What is that?
What is that? It's a bug.
It's a moth.
How'd it get in here?
It's a fucking moth.
Is it?
That's not a moth, bro. That's got a tail. That's got a fucking wiggly tail.
Yeah, does a moth do that?
No.
That's got a
wiggly tail,
Is it having an epileptic fit?
What is that? Okay. There's a bug in here.
Let me film.
Sorry, there's a bug in here. What the fuck?
It's gone now. Of course, I got to film it.
It's behind the thing. There's a bug attacking our fucking light. Sorry. Get it off me, bro.
It's over there. It's a moth. It's a moth, man. I will film this camera.
Wow. It's got a tail. I'm going to grab it with the tongue.
Look, it's a moth, bro.
That's not a moth.
That's a moth, man. That's a weird moth.
It looked like the tail was like...
It's a weird moth.
I forgot she was freaking out. If that's going in the video, for sure.
Oh, my God. That's the Synergy. That's the Synergy promo. And we're back.
Apologies. If you're watching on the YouTube, you would have just got that full fucking
That full panic.
Sorry. That thing, the tail threw me off.
Yeah. Same.
It was
The tail started doing this.
Yeah, I've never seen a moth with a fucking stinger.
Yeah.
Are you posting something on fucking?
Wait, does it restart?
It did restart, right?
No.
It flew at me though. Like
Yeah.
it come at me.
It came at my legs as well. I swear I felt it on my legs. I was like,
The whole time there's something. Okay, sorry. Where the fuck were we?
I said the chicken. The guy threw the chicken.
Oh,
in the
okay.
pool and-
Okay, sorry. Read that story again. Go up. Go again. Go
off the
again.
top. Go from the top.
So he threw a chicken in the pool.
All right. I threw a chicken into a swimming pool once and then dived in to rescue it. According to my friend, I was so distraught that I took it to bed with me to keep it warm. When I woke up the next morning, I had no memory of the night before and found a chicken in my shower.
That's actually
that'd be
funny as fuck.
That'd be real.
Me and the boys once at Brad's dad's house. He used to have chickens, and we were bendering, and as you do, we grabbed the chickens, and he showed us this trick where you can hypnotize them. You get a bit of chalk, you draw a straight line in front of the chicken, and the chicken just freezes because it's staring at the line.
Really?
Swear to God. Swear,
I've heard that before.
Swear on my mother's life.
Wow.
We done it because we didn't believe him, and we hypnotized
So
like
it'd be horrible if you want
5
to
chickens.
race a chicken or something. Then it's like
You
you,
just
can't
go-
even go past the starting line.
Yeah, and we found that so funny for some reason, and it was literally just standing there like not doing nothing, but it was hilarious because we were just drawing a bit of chalk and the chicken was just stuck there. Got completely dickered and ended up passing out on some guys' cushions that were outside. That doesn't sound too bad, except there was also a naked guy laying there who had shit himself.
Shit himself.
It's always the shit. It's always the shit. That's true.
Yeah, I think these are all true.
I mean,
and that's true.
That's the thing. These are all true.
That's a
Even
double.
mine involves. I went to a friend's gathering where everyone got pretty drunk. In the middle of the night, still feeling the effects, I woke up needing to use the bathroom urgently. The bathroom was connected to the room I was in, but in my disoriented state, I somehow ended up in the closet instead. Confused and unable to find my way out, I had an unfortunate accident. Eventually, I made it to the bathroom, cleaned myself up, and went back to bed. The next morning, I completely forgot what had happened until my friends sent out a group text if anyone had gotten sick or something in the closet because there was a literal shit in there. I never confessed. To this day, they blame it on another friend who was in a worse state than I was. Bro,
Blame it on someone else.
it's the turd, bro. Oh my
Why
God.
do people shit themselves?
I don't know.
know, right?
I can't understand that. I've had one experience where it was my first night out, and it
Like
was
ever? Like 18?
Yeah, 18. And my brother-in-law, my sister. It was more like my cousins that were my age. We were closer then. And for my first night out, they took me out. And
Yeah.
my brother-in-law is Islander, so there's a little thing of how hard he goes when he drinks.
Yeah, of
It's all
course.
his brothers as well. Like, we're tight with them. So I went out with a bunch of my family and these Islander guys as well, right? And we went to Jackson's on George, which back in the day, that was one of the loosest clubs I've been to in terms of no rules. Like there was these, not a stage, but there was this like elevation, almost like a stage, but like a meter high. And then you get behind these bars and people like dancing behind these bars like you're in prison
What
or
was this? Is
something,
this in the
right?
city?
Yeah, in the city. Jackson's on George.
Okay.
And that was my first ever night out. And, you know, it was such a crazy night. Like, I remember seeing this like big fob guy, this big black guy there. And I remember I was so drunk. I was like, you look like Biggie Smalls. And then I go, let me take a photo with you, right? And I
my
took a
God.
photo with him. And then the next day I looked at it. Looked nothing like Biggie Smalls, bro. I was like, it was all a dream. I was saying that to him.
my
And I was like,
God.
bro, Biggie Smalls in the flesh, this and that. And we ended up finding this plastic toy cowboy gun in between this like lounge thing, like this booth. You know, you have a booth with up against
Yeah,
the
yeah.
wall. In between the cushions, reached down, picked up this cowboy gun. So there's photos of me and my brother-in-law and everyone with this cowboy gun, like doing these ones, like funny poses with it. And you know, ended up at Macca's down the road. And I was so drunk, man. Like I was fucking spewing, right? And then I like literally, and I walked down this Macca's. I thought I got it all up, like I spewed in the bin. And I was like, all right, sweet, let's go to Macca's. Let's go to Macca's. I'm sitting across from my brother-in-law, and I send my brother-in-law a text message saying, thanks for taking me out, bro. I had a mad night, this and that, much love. And I sent it, and he's literally right across from me. And he's like, he looks at his phone and he goes, bro, I'm right here. And I'm like, oh. And I grabbed his chips and I vomited in the chips because I couldn't get up in time. So I vomited in his large chips and it's spilling through the gaps like underneath. And I was a mess, man. And I remember he got photos of like them all back at their place because we crashed at theirs in Ryde because it was closer. And I remember there was photos of me hugging a bucket, and I was just like pale. You know how you're that drunk, the life is just drained out of you.
There's nothing worse because you know in your subconscious the next day you're gonna feel like horse shit.
Yeah.
Like Miss Chloe has a funny drunk story. Miss Chloe, she wants to come over here. There was one time during my DJ career because
she's got to tell the story. As
you all remember, I'm a famous DJ, right? So come here. Tell them what you did, right? Come here and just, you tell me, I'll say the story, then you tell me if you got a little version yourself, right? So we get to, this is when we're DJing at Distortion as always, and we get to the venue and as always, we're getting fucking pretty loose and shit on the bus and all this good shit. Her and Sally fucking White, Sally who's been on the podcast many times, have smashed a whole bottle of vodka between just two of them. Don't know how they did it, right? It was a solid effort, right? So obviously we all get in, yada, yada, yada. And then being the DJ as you are, you kind of then start, prepping. You're like, all right, you're going to go look at the decks, put your bags down, yada, yada. While this is happening, she's passed out and they're trying to find a place to put her because she's gone. She's got, when your mate's gone and you're not going to get them back up.
Yeah.
That was her. Right. As I've gone to put my fucking USB in to start the set, I'm getting phone calls from like Georgia Hare and shit, another girl in the group. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm quickly answering, but I'm up on stage. I answer. She's like, hey, you got to come outside. Chloe's fucked. You can't get in. I was like, I'm about to start the fucking set. You need to sort her out. And then I hung up and I played.
Oh my God.
So she missed the whole thing.
It was the one and only time I ever missed it. Like, I'm always there. It was one time.
That is true. It was a one time. Go on.
But that's the thing, right? And then when you're in the moment and you're just partying and your friends are having fun, like, try to do that in your living room with a bunch of friends. You can, I guess, but you need, when you're carried away by the vibes, that's when you're like, oh,
that's when you know you're having a good time.
Yeah, but then also you have some false sense of how much you can handle, or especially when you're tapping your card as well and you're going back using. And if you use a straw, good luck. You're using a straw, that thing's going down like water. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about you?
That's what they all say.
Yeah.
No, that is true.
That is
as
true.
long as your track record, like, you don't want to be known as the guy, like, you're known as the guy for me where I communicate more with you sober than we do on a night out because, one, we're in a big group of people.
Yes.
There's so much happening.
So many
Two,
of us, yeah.
Three, it'll get to a point in the night when Iggy, all he can come up with when it gets late enough is, I'm fucked.
I'm literally like, I'm surviving.
And when there's music as well, you know how like we all have this love for music. That just encompasses him. You know what I mean? And like that. But you don't want to be known as that guy that's like worse than that, where it's like, oh no, he is a burden. He's drunk. He's spewing up everywhere.
Or he's like fucking breaking shit.
Yeah, but becoming an actual nuisance. You know what I mean? Like there's some people in the past, no names, but where I'm like, oh God, there's either going to be drama or he's going to make a fool of himself, or, you know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of nuisances.
But I found that like you can party, but also I feel like it affects you harder than probably anyone in the group, I reckon.
Dude, I'm a lightweight.
Yeah.
I'll have 2 beers and I'm fucking ready to go.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like going out just for like friends dinners and shit, because me, Brad, Adzi and Diamond, as soon as we get together, we're all just
Game
like,
over,
it's like we're like, fuck, let's get lit.
Yeah.
That's why I hate just going to dinner and drinks, because we get there and all 4 of us are just like,
You go for a 6-hour dinner.
we're like, let's fucking get it. Let's fucking rip in. Like, that's why I love those cunts, bro. They're funny cunts. But the rest of the group, they're very good now at like,
pick and choosing.
Picking and choosing.
Yeah.
But me and those boys, we're just each other's fucking devil on each other's shoulder, and we're all like looking at each other, and it's always Adzi. I blame Adzi. He's like, so I want to get like a case or something, and then we end up at the pub, and we're like, oh fuck, how do we get here? Like, what about you? Surely you've had some.
I got some, but I just don't really remember. Like, I'm pretty good. I'm not much of a vomit. I'm not
you've never been that wild, eh?
Like I've been out,
No, but not
drank,
even
and
when,
I have vomited.
not even
and
when you
stuff.
first started drinking. Like that story that I told, that was when I was fresh. Did you not have any when you were like you first started drinking?
Yeah, I'm sure they're there, man.
Well, nothing crazy that stood out. See,
I was a weed guy, man. I smoked a lot of weed.
you
My
did,
first
eh?
time going to a club was at schoolies. I was 17. We got fake IDs, right? And we get into this club, and the security was this Fobo dude who did not care one day. He knew everybody was underage. He had the IDs. He's like,
Oh my!
you know what the ID was? It was our learners' licenses with the numbers scratched to look like. So
Oh
instead of an
my
8,
God.
it looked like a 6.
Wow.
You know, and,
It's like a black guy with dreads. I'm Dylan.
Yeah, legit, but it worked.
You're not Latrell.
That was my first time in the club, but nothing great. Like I'm never really sloppy. I'm never really nothing. It's pretty good. Got funny stories and shit, but they're floating in there somewhere. I don't know. We'd have to.
can I tell you one that lives in my mind rent free? So in Bali, we went to see Fisher, and Tori got so plastered. Like because the thing is, the drinks there they're expensive at this club. But they would half fill them, right? And I'm getting these drinks, and I'm like, "Are we in a drought? Like, what's going on?" They half fill the cup. You have a sip. It was like
Strong as
this
fuck.
much strong, like spirit, a little bit of like you'd get a vodka Sprite,
almost on the rocks.
There wouldn't be any bubbles for the Sprite. It'd be just so. It was kind of a win and a loss because you don't enjoy any drink that you bring from that bar. But my oh my,
Yeah.
I'm talking. Tori's walking. Eventually, it starts pissing down. Right, there's no shelter at this thing. So Fisher's playing. And everyone else is getting drenched. He's under the decks, like the little pergola thing that over the decks. Everyone's fucking like loving it, but just drenched, right? All the girls who wore makeup and like dressing, they're all looking like drowned rats, right? And Tori's just walking through from the bar, and I'm walking behind her, right? And all of a sudden, it's like it's raining that heavily because we went in the wet season, unfortunately. It was raining that heavily. There was like a big puddle over the ground everywhere you walked. Like if you were wearing like open-toed shoes, all your feet were wet, right? So she's walking up. Next minute, slips. She falls that hard and that fast. She doesn't have time to catch herself, like put her hands up. So she lands straight on her face like this. One of her shoes goes flying a meter or two in that other direction. She fell that hard. How hard do you have to fall for your shoe to come off? That's what I want to know, right? It's like a cartoon. Boom. She hit the floor that hard. The water around her went because there was a puddle. I went shoo, and then she just stayed there for a good like 4 seconds, and then I had to pick her up, and she's like, "My shoe," and like I was like, "Oh my god, we got to get out of here." We didn't even get to stay for world. Hold on, because it was like she was so drunk and we were so drenched. We're just like, let's get out of here. So we just left. Yeah.
Well, this person says, I tried to crawl into bed with my best mate and his fiance. I crawled on top of my mate and was demanding, kiss me. And now his wife thinks I'm gay. I'm not.
That is funny as fuck. What a funny cunt.
God, wouldn't that be an awkward next morning? Hey.
Yes.
What a funny cunt.
It's so funny how some people just like, yeah, like I agree. I don't get myself to that point like for ages now. I haven't got myself to that point, but it is funny how like alcohol just makes you like it's the not remembering as well of the stuff you do on alcohol sometimes when you get past that point. Some people drink a bit too much where you just like you're left sometimes the people that do these things and have little recollection, that guilt the next morning it's like not guilt, but like embarrassment or shame. And you're like, something happened last night. And it's not until your friends have taken a snapshot of you doing something funny or embarrassing where you're like...
See, I've always been lucky where I've never been that drunk where, yes, I pass out and shit, but I always remember.
Yeah. Same.
I've never had a night.
Yeah.
I've never had a night where I've woke up and I've gone, oh, well, there has been only one time in my life, but I'm not ready to tell that story in public just yet. Bradley Addard knows that story. He was there. That will be a story, not yet. Maybe in the Patreon or something. But that was a wild night.
Yeah.
Wild. But we weren't just drinking.
Yeah.
So you can kind of catch my drift. But when it comes to drinking, I've never once woken up and gone, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. Some people would use that as an excuse.
What? When?
Oh, you told Porkies.
Chloe thinks I'm telling Porkies, but I've always remember when I'm just drinking.
You know, the most recent memory, the most recent time that I've probably been the most drunk.
Yeah, what
It was our videos filming the
That's so funny. We got blind
they're
doing
fun,
this shit, man.
I'll drink for those. If we ever have more ideas like that, I will drink for those because they're fucking so fun, man. But yeah, that's probably this year. That was the start of this year, January. That's probably like
Was that in January?
yeah, the latest one was yeah.
Sometimes when you get older, it's like it's not just about going out, and especially when you get like going out clubbing, doing this and that. Sometimes if you have something spontaneous and you're like, let's just have a few drinks at home, and as long as you're doing something at home and you're not just like sitting down and like literally like playing music, this and that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can have a mad night and not have to like go out.
I love being sober now in a party situation. I don't know.
Yeah.
At that show, at our first show at Elton Chong, it was like a superpower, man. I just felt so good and I felt so alive and like I felt the vibe. It was crazy. It was mad. But do you have another one, Reddit?
I went to give a girl a hug in the hallway of my dorm, lost my balance and basically slammed her face into the wall and gave her a bloody nose.
Oh God, sounds like a Chris Brown alibi or something.
Especially if you're into the girl.
Yeah, that's one way to not get laid. That's true, I would say.
I'm going to read another one. Right.
You go.
Shame. I was drinking King Coronas with a friend biking around town. Don't know why, but ended up in the hospital parking lot and saw a hobo lady sitting down near the emergency entrance on a bench. The ass whom I call myself decided it'd be an idea to walk up to her and start pissing. I remember asking her something along the lines of Led Zeppelin and Robert Plant. Meanwhile, turning towards her and pissing on her leg. She started yelling, "You're pissing on me," and I said, "Whoops," and took off laughing. To this day, I still feel so fucking bad about it. Oh, found out later she died not long after. Shame on me. I was an idiot. I also pissed myself that night. Not a good night.
Cunts pissing on other cunts is so funny to me. Like if you just like imagine you're so helpless and this cunt's pissing on you. Like that's the
If
last
someone
thing you
did that to me on a night out, oh my God, a fucking wow, Muay Thai elbow to the chin, brah.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
I only got one more.
Yeah, I got one.
This is pretty believable. Passed out mid-piss while leaning up against an apartment building just off campus. I vaguely remember waking up momentarily with my dick in my hand while a small group of people stood around me and took pictures laughing. Wait, falling to sleep while pissing is crazy, bro. Like midstream.
I'll tell you actually a story. So this isn't my story. This is a story I was told, but it was such a crazy story. Fuck, let's see. I hope I can remember it. Anyway, he was telling me that he had all his mates over at his house or whatever, and there was some like older guy who was like in his 50s, right? That used to hang around.
Always like the bent uncle.
He used to hang around them,
the bent dad, yeah.
And they had some mushrooms, right? And they took some mushrooms or whatever, and they're like, whatever you do, don't give mushrooms to fucking this cunt.
The old mate,
yeah. 'Cause, you know. Anyway, he ends up getting his hands on the mushrooms, right, somehow. And then when he realized, he's like, oh, great, now we got to deal with this cunt. Like, he's a menace. Like, he was a pest. Like, one of those pest guys that kept going around. Right, anyway. So they get so fucked up, right, or whatever. He gets so fucked up, he starts freaking out, right? So he's running around, he's kicking stuff and bashing stuff, so they have to, like, subdue him, right?
Oh, my God.
So they lock him in the room, lock him in there, right? They think he's going to sleep. Then later they hear banging and screaming. He's like, screaming like he's being tortured, right? Open door, he's covered in blood and shit, like he's smashed the mirror or something, right?
Oh my God.
They're all freaking out trying to subdue this guy. And then the dude telling me the story, his house is like, he's like ready to kick the cunt down the stairs. He's like, we're going to get this guy out of there. And they're like, no, you fucking die or whatever. And then, whatever, they're going and they throw him back in there, I think, right? And then they're all sitting outside. And then he comes back out later. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's like sleepwalking, takes out his cock in front of everyone, starts pissing on one of his mate's girlfriends. Starts pissing on him. So the guy telling me the story clocks him, hits him, right? Oh my God. And then, they're trying to throw him out, and that's when he's about to kick him down the stairs, right? Whatever, they're like, look, you guys all got to leave. I'm going to lock the door. You can either stay or you got to go, but he's got to go, right? So they lock him out or whatever. And then the cops come and they see him get like fucking arrested and taken in the cop car. And then later he shit himself in the cop car and pissed himself on the way to the station. Something like that.
Imagine I'd like to
Don't
see.
hang out
I'd
with
like
him.
to see him get out at the cop shop, and he's just fill his pants with turds.
Surely
know?
you don't hang out with him again
Well,
after
that's
that, right?
apparently he was apologetic. Like like later on, he was like he's saying sorry.
You
He's
can
like,
say you're
"I'm
sorry."
Sorry, man.
It's just funny that he's like a middle-aged dude, like a typical.
I feel like most of the time, not all the time. Sometimes they can be cool, but I feel like if an older person is hanging out with a bunch of younger people and they're always trying to get on it, usually they're gonna cause some kind of rift within the.
I forgot a crucial part of the story too. Actually, a little after he got cut and shit, and they went in the room, tried to do him again. He was like. He started humping them and like dry humping them and shit, and getting real sexual. So he was like trying to hump all these guys and shit, and like getting sexual with them.
This guy.
Like, and then he said when he came to, he said he thought he was in a ninja movie. Like that's why he was like he thought he was in a martial arts movie. So that's why in the room he was like doing all karate and like all cut up and shit.
It's so funny how they thought he'd be able to sleep on shrooms as well. Like he'll sleep it off. No.
Hey man, I've got some wild stories. If you really want to get R-rated, but
I feel like we should leave it to the.
I'll
the
let
as
the
well.
listeners, because like I said, man, I've been around, man. I've seen it all. I've seen dudes flip out. I've seen dudes get arrested. I've seen dudes get bashed, stabbed.
Oh my god!
Fucking-
Can I tell one final story? This actually bonded me and probably my best mate, or if not one of my best mates from high school, Sean Mitchell. Shout out to Sean Mitchell for two first names. Right. So he has been in the city ever since a few years after high school, maybe like 5 years after high school, moved to the city because he wanted to be a PT. They pay more money out there. That was his reasoning to go out. And better lifestyle, you know what I mean, in terms of like things to do. Been there ever since. His first place was in Paddington. He could only afford, because it was only him, a studio apartment, right? So one night, he goes, Saturday night, he's like, yeah, come out to the city. We'll go Chinese laundry, this and that. And I'm like, what, just me and you? He goes, yeah, fuck it. We'll just go 1 ounce, right? So we got to his, had pre-drinks, had other pre's as well, and other pre's. And then we were just like, yeah, just having fun, this and that, just us two. Like, you know what, this is random as, like one of those spontaneous nights. And it's weird, like, it's the first time in ages, if not ever, I've gone out 1 ounce, just two guys, two mates. So we get to Chinese laundry eventually, and we are on one, right?
Yeah,
and we're having the best time, just us, right?
Fucking oath.
And then we see this, like, it's packed as well, and we see this like tall fob guy dancing, and he's got moves, bro. Like he was just smooth, like Chris Breezy kind of. And I'm like, and me and my mate are just, you know, feeling like the euphoria of the night, and we're just like being full friendly as, right? And we're like, oh hey man, what's your name? He's like, my name's Miley, and I was like, oh okay, I'm Joey. This is Sean. Blah blah blah. And he goes, you hear on your own? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, and then in my head I went, that's a bit of a red flag. But then I looked at me and Sean and I said, we're halfway there. We're just with two people. So maybe it's not that weird that this, you know, this guy who was about 20 or so, or 24 or something, in his 20s, was out on his own. I'm like, no, that's not a red flag. Maybe his friends just left him. You know what I mean? He's decided to stay out. And then eventually he'd hover around and we'd just, you know, run into him every time, from time to time. And I'm like, hey man, do you smoke? And he's like, oh, yeah. He goes, oh, well, if you want, me and my mate Sean, we're going back to his and we're just going to have a smoke and like chill out and whatever.
Oh, no,
and just
you invited the random.
And we're like, we'll go kick-ons. And he's like, yeah, okay, sweet.
Oh,
Right?
no.
Not forgetting the fact that my mate lives in a studio apartment, right? Which is one room. The bedroom, the kitchen and everything is, the only other room is the toilet, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we get back to the place and then we open the door and then us opening the door, I realized that, oh yeah, he's in a studio apartment. And I turned to him and I go, this is the part where we fuck ya. Right? I said, hold up.
You actually said that?
Yeah. But I said it as like a joke. Right? But forgetting that this guy.
What the hell?
Forgetting this guy doesn't know me from a bar of soap. He doesn't know my humor. He
Yeah.
doesn't know that I'm just, you know, a full-time comedian. No, but and I'm just like, and I'm like, and I said that, and he goes, oh yeah. And then my mate just laughed. Right? I didn't think anything of it. And then I'm like, yeah, you want a drink? And he's like, yeah, sweet. Made my mate a drink, made me a drink. When I went to make him a drink, he kept like looking over, right? That's what I was doing.
Making sure you're not.
But I thought at the time he was just kind of like, I don't know, just wanted to be friendly. He comes over while I'm pouring the drink. I'm like, hey, bro, you good? He's towering over me. This guy's a huge fob, right? And I'm like, you good? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, sweet. and they're having a drink. I'm like, you want to smoke? He goes, yeah, I'll have a smoke. We had a smoke. And then we sat down and we watched Culture High, which at the time, it was a doco on how weed, although not good for everyone, had a bad stigma around it. And there was proof that it doesn't cause schizophrenia unless you already have it. It was that long ago. It was when those studies were kind of first being debunked. You know what I mean? So we watched a whole doco on it. Anyway, I'm sitting there. I want a picnic chair because he didn't have enough furniture. I want a picnic chair. My mate's sitting on the bed and Mile's on the end of the bed just watching this thing as well. Anyway, I'm watching the TV. We're all watching, and I see this guy. The TV's there across from me. I see this fob guy not even looking at the TV. He's looking directly at me.
Yeah.
Right? So the TV's there, and he's going, and he's with his back up against the wall. Right. So my mate and me are in front of him, and he's just like this.
Yeah, you've wigged him the fuck out.
And because we smoked regularly, right. He told us he smokes, right? So I thought, okay, he's going to handle his shit. Not realizing that we'd have so many drinks before, it kind of sends you.
Yeah.
And then end up like watching this thing, and I'm like, bro, are you even watching this? And he goes, what? I'm like, you even watching this? He goes, guys, can I level with you here? And I'm like, what? He goes, are you guys gay? And I'm like, what? And he goes, are you guys gay? And I'm like, bro, no, like, what the fuck? My mate's like, I like pussy. And I'm like, wait, no, shh. I'm like, you don't like the gay shaman thing. You don't want to go too hard into saying that.
Yeah, because
I love pussy. So
Yeah.
then me and him are trying to convince this guy that
But
we're
he's like-
straight, right? And he goes, bro, I come here and you're in a fucking studio apartment. Like, what are you? And I'm like, bro, we're not gay. And I'm trying to convince this guy we're not gay. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Just if you want to if you want to stay. If you don't. He never left. He didn't leave. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Ends up getting so weird that we're not even talking to him at this point. Mind you, me and Sean one of our pre's that I was talking about before, we did drop acid as well. So we were like drinking acid, this and that.
What?
So before we were like drinking this and that, dropped some acid before we went out. And then so we were like, we were up. That's why we wanted to watch
You
it.
left the most important part of the story out. That you're on acid.
Well, I did say we had pre's and then other pre's. I didn't want to say
acid's
what.
like fucking up here.
Yeah, so that's why we wanted to.
you
That's
funny
why we
cunt.
were even considering watching a doco after a night out. Who watches a
Yeah, I
doco
was
after a
thinking that
night
was
out?
weird.
Yeah.
So,
So
we,
yous
were,
are gay.
we were like vibing, yeah. And then I'm like, but I'm trying to convince this guy I don't like dick, and I'm like, whatever. And I'm like, and eventually it got so awkward. I had to not staunch this guy. I was fucking scared. This guy was huge, but he was like sitting there with clenched fists, like full edgy as. And I'm like, bro, can you leave? I'm like, leave now. He goes, I can't leave. I can't go home to my parents like this. And I'm like, bro, well, you're making us feel so awkward. Like, you need to leave. And then eventually, after 3 hours of awkwardness, 3 hours of him freaking out, right? He leaves at 3:30 in the morning. And then when he leaves, me and my mate breathed the biggest sigh of relief. We're like, we're like, what the fuck? And like, we were tripping balls. And this guy was almost, and then, but before he left though, he almost came to, like, he was like, he kind of snapped out of it because I was like going off at him so hard. I think that brought him out of it.
Yeah.
And he ended up saying, he goes, bro, I was literally going to bash his both. He goes,
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, he goes, I literally was like, I thought you were going to fuck me. Like, you were going to try and fuck me. And I'm like, and then when he left, I go, Sean, what were we thinking?
What were you thinking?
What were we thinking?
You.
Yeah,
You
what was I?
invited him.
Yeah, exactly. No, but Sean agreed. We both thought it was a mad idea to two guys invite another guy who was by himself over. Who does that?
Never.
Yeah, but we were literally coming at it like we were on one, and we were like vibing with this guy literally because he was just a mad cunt. And we were like, does he smoke? And you know how when someone else smokes, you have that camaraderie of like, yeah, you smoke as well. And it's like a thing where like not many people like to smoke, unless you're really like into it. A lot of people. So I just thought we can bond over this and then he can leave. But for 3 hours, and on acid, times go slow. I thought we were there for 12 hours. And we were like, oh my God, we shared that moment ever since and have actually bonded me and my mate for
100%.
ages.
You are a funny cunt, bro. I gotta give it to you.
I don't know how.
I thought he was gonna rob you or some shit.
No, but I'm telling you, 3 hours. Do you know how long 3 hours is of awkwardness? Like, that's a long time. And then me and my mate were sitting there pretending to watch this doco.
Like,
and
you've
I
gotta
was
keep
like,
an eye on this
Yeah, I was
cunt,
like, bro,
yeah.
is he going to bash me? And he was big. He could have flogged both of us. Easy.
You're a funny cunt, bro.
Like, why couldn't we invite a small little lanky dude so we could just throw him out? I couldn't move the guy.
Some random cunt.
You're a funny
Studio
cunt.
apartment.
Yeah, look, man, look, I've got so many stories like that, bro. If you guys want us to get a bit, restricted, let us know.
Unrestricted.
I'm sure there is so many of you guys that have stories like this. Imagine the speak pipes we'd get. Oh, But let us know. We'll only do it if you guys want. Because like I said, a lot of these stories I kind of don't want
I'm
to.
sure we'll get some speak pipes next week.
So let us know if you guys want to, have a little segment of that.
Put a paywall behind it. We'll put it on somewhere.
Maybe on Patreon or something. Just because, like I said, I've seen some crazy shit. Very similar stories like that.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Last one of the Reddit corner. Repeatedly pet my boss like a cat at the work Xmas party, hit on the female bartender, and loudly announced my bisexuality to everyone. Ended up being bundled up in a cab by colleagues and sent home, whereupon I puked on myself right at the door, stripped in my living room, and then fell asleep on the floor.
Wow.
At work is the worst. Like,
Yeah.
what do you...
Bro.
That you can't live it down. It's almost like you got to try and separate that work from party life. But when they see under that curtain and they see what you're like,
That's definitely fucking true. Fuck, man.
Damn.
That'll do us, man.
that was a big one.
That was a big one.
That'll do us for
Which
fucking...
is good because I actually got nothing for news corner, just so...
interesting. I've got a few. For the news corner. My last one, I guess, for drunkenness. I got that drunk once at a party that the Uber, I vomited in the Uber and he threw me out like a kilometer away from my house.
Oh my god.
And yeah, I was that drunk. I was stumbling, like falling across people's lawns and shit, trying to find my way home and shit. I could have been like that. I could have been taken home by like some Jeff Dahmer type guy. That's how.
Yeah, you want some brewskis?
That's how. That's how vulnerable I was, bro.
You would have been an easy victim as well.
Oh, man.
You would have followed him.
Oh, yeah.
All it is to play some dubstep and you'd be walking into his van.
Hey, as soon as he offers me something, a drink or something, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, just follow him to his house and
I
just
think you'd
pass
freak him out though.
Yeah.
I think he'd off himself.
It ends up me putting shit in his drink. I'm
Yeah.
like, "This little motherfucker." All right, that will then take us to. Yes, it is.
The news you interest. The news you interest. Only believe what we say.
Bow. Back again. Elephant in the room. Many men
Wish
wish death upon me. Blood in my eyes, all that I can see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be.
And people trying to take my life away.
Many men. Yeah. Our homeboy.
Many men.
Our homeboy. Donald J. Trump got shot at again. Apparently they weren't shooting at him, but there was a man with an AK-47.
Was there as much news reported on this? Because I didn't see anything.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
I didn't see
Everywhere.
nothing.
Yeah, everywhere. So obviously the first couple headlines I saw were, of course, everyone going, "Oh my God, Trump shot at again."
So what's the details here? Give us the facts.
I don't know. I don't know the full details yet because now they're trying to say that the guy wasn't trying to shoot at Trump.
Yeah, but he still got shot at, right?
So he was playing golf at his Florida resort, and the Secret Service found a scope poking through the bushes.
Wow.
A dude with a scope. So they ended up getting him. They arrested him or whatever, and he also had a vest full of tiles that they suspected he was going to use as like a bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
Right, and they are saying it was an assassination attempt now. So at first, there was rumors that it was just people shooting outside near the area. There was people saying all this other stuff, but they are
It
confirming
just happened to be
was.
pointing right at Donald
Yeah,
Trump.
it was a second assassination attempt.
That's
But he didn't get any shots off. But
No, I don't think any shots are fired, but they saw the scope poking through the bushes.
what's with these lame shooters? Like you got that first guy who didn't know how to shoot to save his life. Now you got this guy with tiles in his vest instead of a proper bulletproof vest.
Donald Trump's protected, man. Divine intervention. You can't kill him. He's
the final boss.
Yeah,
He's the final boss.
Something's going on with that dude, man.
It's absolutely wild. Like, why do the ops want to kill him so bad?
It's because he's so.
I don't
He's
get it.
against the system, man.
Yeah, and
He's out of the system.
and obviously after that debate, you kind of see behind the curtain in terms of like Kamala is like the biggest puppet ever, right? But not just that, Donald Trump isn't that well prepared when it comes to obviously these things. So the more he speaks and the more shit he talks, I feel like that just fuels the people that want to lash out and do these things, right? So he kind of does it to himself in a way. No one deserves to be shot at, but I'm just saying, and you should be able to say whatever you want without having to, feel like you can't go play golf because someone's going to shoot you. But in America, man, I feel like there's freedom of speech, but over here you can say whatever you want to a certain extent. At least you know you're not going to get shot at. If you say something there and you're a political figurehead like him, right, who was the former president, of course you got to know in your head that there's a chance that if you piss off
The
so
wrong
many
people.
people, there are a lot of crazies there, man, everywhere in the world. But you give them guns that you can get from Walmart, bro. That's
It's the media too that they're saying this rhetoric that he's a threat to democracy. He's going to end democracy. He's going to do this. He's going to be a dictator. That sort of stuff. People who don't know any better and don't do any research and just read those headlines that are fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to be like, "Oh, this guy's going to become a dictator. I'm going to save America."
Even though he's done a term before.
It's that rhetoric that is also dangerous. Like they're so against each other trying to win that they're saying this terrible stuff about each other that they're just pushing all the idiots too far. And someone just a little bit mental health, someone's got a gun locked in the safe, goes, "Yeah, I'm going to save everyone, save America." The news is saying this guy's bad. I'm going to kill him. So it's all that bullshit, man. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. And now they're saying, Kamala, I mean, she might not be ahead, but like who's winning now? Because after that debate, it's like
all that stuff's bull. And every time they have these polls, these early polls and stuff, the person
I still got my Reddit bumblebees on.
They end up losing. Hillary Clinton in the first election was ahead in all the polls. Everyone thought Hillary was going to win easily, and then Trump won comfortably. So it's like these polls at the start, they kind of don't mean anything.
Yeah.
And who are they polling anyway? Like, where are they getting these numbers from? They say all these people, but like, how many people have actually voted in these fucking polls that they're getting these numbers from?
But man, it's not a good day to be Donald Trump in terms of like, imagine not like feeling like you have to watch your back a bit. Like, I don't care how much he thinks he plays it off like it doesn't bother him. But if that's your second assassination attempt, bro, that's. Imagine everywhere he plays golf, especially on the golf course. It's so open.
It actually seems like it doesn't bother him. Like he was doing the rally just before, and he was like he's like bulletproof, man. Dana White says the same thing. Like they'll call him and like worried about him, and he's just fine. He's just talking about the next thing. Like he's on a mission. Like
it's funny.
Unfazed.
Yes, it says here suspect did not fire shots at the Secret Service. Trump was moving through the fifth fairway around 1:30 p.m. when a Secret Service agent engaged Ruth. So Ruth was the shooter. So then what happened? Did they just shoot him? Did
they arrested him? He didn't get shot.
Oh, so he's alive still?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
JD Vance also said actually, when he called Trump after it happened, he's like, "Oh, are you okay? What's going on? Whatever." He's like, "Oh my God, like I can't believe it." And Trump's like, "Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate because I was about to get a double birdie on the sixth hole." He was like,
what a fucking
he's just unfazed.
Imagine if they arrested him, right? But they sat him in the buggy and made him watch Donald Trump finish the game.
Finish to maybe handcuffs on him.
Yeah.
We're overdue for a game of golf, boys.
Oh, bro, I've been trying.
Yeah.
I've been trying.
How about why don't we do that? I know we've been saying for ages we'll get those field mics or whatever. But even that aside,
bro, we
should just go and use the bottles now.
Yeah.
Just put your phone on the bottles.
Yeah.
We can stay hydrated.
It's the audio though. It's the audio.
Yeah,
You
okay.
need
It's
the
the
mic.
audio.
But in general, right, that aside, we can definitely do that.
Play
But
golf,
in terms of just playing golf with just us three, I reckon that'd be fun.
It would be sick. It
It's
would
so hard to find the time.
And at least there'll be no snipers on there out to shoot us because
we'll do it as like an employee end of the year
Christmas
Christmas party. We'll just go.
beautiful.
Once again, Friendly Fire is right. I'm right about most things I talk about. My boy, Dr. Disrespect, has returned. Full swing, streaming, streams are pumping.
So Dr. Beast took the not Dr. Beast,
Dr. Beast.
Dr. Beast.
Dr. Beast.
What was his name?
Dr. Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect.
No. I'm saying, is it just Beast? The other guy,
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
So he kind of, I feel like the shit that happened with him kind of helped Dr. Disrespect.
Mate,
like not helped, but like
Took the heat off him.
in the comparison of the two stories. I think.
well,
Mr. Beast had more on him than Dr. Disrespect did.
well, now the doc has come out, right? Obviously, his first live stream back, and of course, it had like heaps of viewers and shit. And he said his side of the story. He was like, bro, he literally named the guy, full name and shame. His name's Cody Connors, you rat. Cody Connors, the rat, used to work at Twitch. It was literally all a ploy to shit on the doc. Literally a massive ploy. The girl wasn't even fucking a minor after all this. So again, the media is talking shit.
But he said it though. Why? That's what
So
people were confused about.
that's what he explains in the thing. He goes, he again, obviously the story, I'm not going to lie, the way the doc has gone about it isn't the smartest in my opinion. He should have just stayed silent and then come out with the info. But what he did was he reckons he purposely put the word minor because he knew that everyone was going to fucking bullshit it and spin it out of proportion and yada, yada, yada. Turns out the whole time she wasn't even a fucking minor, right? Was she younger? Obviously, yeah. Do I condone that shit? Of course not. At the end of the fucking day, he was like 30-something talking to a 20-year-old, okay? Still kind of fucking weird, right? He has got a wife and shit. But as we all know, the doc has had issues in the past where he did cheat on his wife and he publicly come out and he had like a year off streaming because of it. And they're still together. So obviously they fixed their shit. They're still a happy family, or she's still with him because of the money, whatever. That's none of our business, right? Do you condone that behavior? Of fucking course not. All right, it's not cool at all to cheat on your partners and yada, yada, yada. So what I think has happened, right? So at the time when he cheated on his wife, it was when he was literally like a multi-million-dollar streamer. He was on big bucks at Twitch, big bucks. So obviously what's happened, I think, the money gets a bit to your head. He's bought the Lambo. He's the top dog. He gets a bit overexcited, cheats on his fucking wife, right? So I think around that same time period, he's probably in, people's DMs that he probably shouldn't be in DMing. Girls thinking he's a hot shot, yada, yada, yada. Then he's gone, fuck, obviously fucking regretted it, of course. And then he's come out and gone, hey guys, look, I'm a piece of shit. I cheated on my wife. Like, I'm taking time off to really reflect on what I've done, etc., etc. So I think in that time frame, while he's messaging people being a bit of a scumbag, that's happened. And then the employee at Twitch has caught wind, and then now 4 years later told everyone that he was fucking sexting a minor when it was not true at all. Yeah. False.
See, I saw that thing that he said that he put the word minor in there to spin out the media and stuff because he knew that. And I was like...
Yeah, it doesn't sound good at all.
That seems like bullshit, bro.
Doesn't sound good.
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
It's now, come out.
That's the thing, bro. Like, I know he doesn't seem like he's done anything wrong, but at the end of the day, you can't believe 100% when someone says because, how we weren't there, we're not him, we don't know. He might be holding on to this secret, and it was actually a minor. Who know? Or
no. The court files.
Was it?
Yeah, the court files have come out and shit. Yeah. She wasn't a minor.
Yeah, so he has made mistakes, but in terms of what he was getting charged with, or they were trying to lay on him, like that's not true. You got to go with the facts.
Yes.
But legally, he was fine. But obviously, ethically, like morally, he was doing the wrong thing. But that's not what it's about. It's a legal procedure.
Yes. So I'm not condoning this shit. She was still fucking young. I'm not saying that this is hooray, like fucking 30-year-old bloke should be fucking risen up 18-year-olds. And I'm not saying that. So before everyone twists it, right? I don't condone that shit at all. I still think what he done was very wrong, considering how old he was. There was like a 15-year gap difference there. He had a wife and fucking kids.
At what point does the age gap not get weird though? Like if she was 25 and he was 40, is that not okay?
That's why. Now everyone in
or
the
is that
comment,
okay?
I don't know. Like it's not like it's just weird. Like you got million like
all right, hypothetical.
Leonardo DiCaprio has a fucking 20-year-old business,
and no one says nothing about that guy. Isn't that weird? There's a running joke where the girls have expiry dates with Leo, and he's like, "How old are you now?" He's like, 26. He's like, oh, okay, sorry, out of date. That's out of date.
It is a weird thing, eh?
Like he has a best before label that he puts on all the girls that he has on his yachts.
He's like fucking 50.
But no one really says anything.
No one says shit.
Because he gave us Great Gatsby, he gave us Wolf of Wall Street, he gave us Titanic.
And that's what the doc was said on his stream. He goes, it just sucks because obviously if you already don't like the guy for whatever reason, you don't think he's funny, you don't think his streams are good, as soon as that comes out, that makes you go, fuck yeah, now I knew it.
Have a reason to hate him.
Right? It's like me. I'll admit it. I've never really liked Mr. Beast. Yes, I thought some of the videos were cool, but I've always been just kind of like, I don't really...
But you were rock hard when it came out about Mr. Beast fucking up. You were like, yes.
So, exactly. So as soon as that happens, I feed into it. So that's obviously, I can understand why so much hate and all that, because then people are doing the same thing to Doc. If you already didn't like him for whatever reason, this happens and you go, I knew it. He's a fucking scumbag. He's this. I did the same thing with Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I didn't do it. But I like the fucking guy. So I was like, praying and hoping everything in my heart. I'm like, bro, there's no way this guy's actually a fucking pedophile. Like, there's no way. And now It turns out, no, she wasn't a fucking minor. There was no sexting. There was no pictures shared, nothing. It's all gone. And that's what he said in his stream. He goes, dude, what I don't understand is that this got settled in court. In court.
Yeah.
This all got settled, and then this motherfucker Cody Connors brings it back up 4 years later to try and make me out to be some fucking pedophile. He goes, it's ridiculous.
But what I don't understand is why is it in court in the first place if nothing wrong is happening?
Exactly. So what happened was, in 2020 or 2021, when it all first happened, right? What happened was, like I said, Doc cheated on his wife. Yeah. He's the big dog of the company, and Doc's always been on his streams. This is why I fucking love the cunt so much. He just says he's not too scared to say shit that we're all thinking. So he said all the shit that Twitch were doing, how all other streamers were getting away with like hot tub streams and basically being naked. So the women are allowed to do it and get naked. He goes, what the fuck? Like, how are they letting people do that? All this shit, right? So again, obviously, Twitch is then obviously like, dude, this guy's our biggest fucking streamer and he's talking shit, right? Then he explains that what happened. Is that another fucking moth? How are they getting in here? Okay, that's weird. Then he starts to explain that this Cody Connors guy or someone, I don't know if it's Cody Connors, actually used to be the Doc's manager, right? But Doc fired him because Doc said he was getting bad vibes off him and like he wasn't really helping Doc push his brand and that. So he gets rid of him. Then this guy comes out and he goes to the Twitch board, right, and says, so I don't know how, so Twitch has like a DM thing called Whispers. That's where it all started. So somehow Doc got caught whispering this other streamer. Apparently, the rumor is she was one of those hot tub streamers. Right. So she was like a young 20-year-old hot tub streaming. Right. So she's messaging the Doc apparently. They're going back and forth. And even Doc said, he goes, bro, there was no sexting. There was no photos. We weren't talking about anything sexual.
Yeah, right.
Nothing like that.
But what's the legal, why is it needed to be settled in court?
So the Twitch employee reports Doc to Twitch, right? And because he starts telling them, this is all before the public knows, right? So he starts telling Twitch that he's sexting a minor, etc., etc. So they're all like, "What the fuck?" So that's why Doc gets banned the first time. So if you aren't kept up with this shit, Doc got banned for like 6 months from Twitch in like 2021 or something when he was there
for no reason.
Yeah,
no one knew,
and everyone was freaking out. What the fuck? It was because of this. They then obviously, of course, because Doc done nothing wrong, he takes them to court.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
He takes them to court. He then proves his case and wins that there was no wrongdoing, there was no sexting, there was no nothing. She wasn't even a minor. Right. She was young, yes, right? Wasn't a minor. So then what happens
is pubes.
So then what happens is Twitch don't want this to blow over, so they end up paying the Doc out to keep silence. So that was the legal agreement, and then Doc can come back to work, which streaming is his job. Okay? Yada, 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 right? Then Twitch obviously they kind of slowly push Doc out the door. They don't want to deal with him because he's still going on about him and talking shit, right? And then again, so then rumors over the years start going, why'd he get banned? No one gets banned for no reason. Apparently, people then stop playing games with him and shit because they're obviously sus on him because no one apparently gets banned for no reason. And Doc was like, true to his word, he's like, I'm not saying nothing. It's part of the legal contract. I'm not saying shit. It's been settled. There's been no wrongdoing on my end. Then now in 2024, this guy randomly comes out and made a Twitter saying that the reason Doc got banned was because he was sexing a minor, even though it's already been settled in court. So that's why now everyone is saying if Doc really wants to now prove the innocence, just to really
he'll sue him for defamation.
Exactly. To really, like we all expected Drake to do.
Yeah, Drake, yeah.
Which he never did.
He never did.
So Doc now is set on stream. He's not saying nothing, but there is now legal things happening behind the scenes.
Right. He kind of needs to do that to kind of I'd sue those motherfuckers if his story is legit. If he doesn't do anything, that's when you're like,
well, that's why now it's like at the end of the day, he's said that the legal documents are a thing, but I hope now he fucking goes at him hard.
Well, on the same topic as legal proceedings, did you see P. Diddy's new recent legal indictment? Can I read you a list of notes that I made? I know you've seen it, but for anyone who isn't aware, P. Diddy is officially getting indicted for his crimes in the past. Now, we all have a good understanding of what he's done, right? Yep. I'm just going to go for a quick checklist of all that stuff that he's done, but what really caught my eye was I didn't know how far he had gone to coerce them, because at the end of the day, when someone with that much power, we say it all the time, that their ability to coerce people with money comes power. And I'm always like, if you were a victim, why don't you just not do it?
Yeah,
you know
just
what I
say
mean?
no.
But let me just show you what this guy has said. Right, he's come out and said. So it was the unsealing of a 3-count indictment. So he's being indicted on 3 counts, right? The first count is racketeering conspiracy. Second is sex trafficking. And the third is interstate transportation for prostitution. So from 2008 to the present, Combs abused, threatened, coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and concealed his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out the criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which are called freak-offs, as we know, electronically recorded them without their knowledge. We know that. The freak-offs would last days at a time, but the drugs he would use often would be ecstasy, GHB, and ketamine. Oof. It was distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. If he didn't get his way, he'd be forced to use physical abuse, emotional abuse, as we've seen in the video of him kicking Cassie up and down the hall, right? But this is where it gets interesting for me. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims, and it's alleged that he maintained control over his victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing that he created for them, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and by even dictating their physical appearance. It was because of this that the victims did not believe they could ever refuse Combs' requests without risking their own security or facing more abuse. So, like, we knew this, right? But I always just wondered, at what point, like, what does he have over you, right? But obviously he has the recordings of them, but also he gives them that much money from what he's made in his business and security that he just threatens to take that away. But it is absolutely insane that I remember we were talking about this a while ago, right? And we all looked at each other and we thought, he's got too much money to be touched. He went overseas, didn't he, to escape for a bit? Went overseas, was living his best life on jet ski and stuff. But now he's actually getting punished for it.
He's
It's similar to that Vince McMahon thing where some people, man, and he also got caught with 1,000 bottles of lube.
I was going to say.
Okay, listen.
1,000.
So Tori made the funniest comment today. Tori goes, how long does it take for us to go through 1 bottle of lube? How much? And I go, oh my God. I'm like, this guy, no one wanted to be there if he needs that much lube, that everyone's petrified. No one's getting wet for Diddy. Everyone's just like, oh fuck, where's the lube? Like, how much lube do you have to go through? And then 50 Cent made that post.
Yeah, I was going to say 50 Cent.
Yeah, he made that post. He's like, on the Drew Barrymore show with Good Company, and I'm not caught with 1,000 bottles of lube. Bro, that guy is his
1,000.
1,000 bottles. Do you know 1,000 bottles? Would that fill up this room in terms of like?
Yes.
Probably
Floor
halfway.
space.
No, we'd be like buried in
We'd be buried in
No,
lube.
we wouldn't. 1,000
No.
bottles.
1,000. Fucking that hit the
bottles.
ceiling.
1,000 bottles, we'd probably be sitting. yeah. And one of them has a hole in it. We're filled with lube.
Fucking what
Bro.
a bastard.
It was bound to happen.
And where does he? Does he keep that in a separate room? Like it's a storage room just of lube?
Yeah, closet.
He'd have a full
Or is
closet just for the lube, and he'd have that locked too. That'd be locked by lock and key. 1,000 fucking bottles.
That is insane.
Oh, my God.
Like if that's not a jail sentence alone, like that guy could have been innocent as he could have like 10 fleshlights and he just needs to add them to the fleshlights. But 1,000 bottles of lube is a crime in of itself. That should be a 4-way indictment. The bottles of lube.
Right, well, first of all, one, if he's going to the store and he's got a fucking 7 trolleys of all lube, right, suspicious. Or second of all, where is he ordering it? If it's a company and they've just gone, oh, what the fuck? Puff Daddy wants 1,000 bottles. Oh, yeah, okay. I'd be like straight away, what the fuck is this guy
They
doing?
just start playing his music. Every breath you take.
Show this to the police or something. Like, dude, is this normal? This motherfucker's ordering. He's fucking bleeding us dry. We're out of lube and this motherfucker's ordering the whole warehouse. Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck me dead.
dictating how their appearance is even crazier.
Yeah, that's fucking
Like being
sad.
like, wear this, wear that, and they're just like, yes, daddy, like, or did he? Whatever.
What a fucking piece of shit.
I know, right? But I'm so happy that justice is being done because because this is everything. What I mentioned, we all knew, but for someone in the legal system to outline it and say like this happened, happened, we knew it as fact, but it was like when it comes to the indictment. So an indictment is an original charge. Is that what an indictment means?
I think so.
Is that like original charge indictment?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Because like I know it was all kind of like he said, she said before, but I wonder how many people would have had to come forward specifically, because obviously he had a lot of people that he was coercing there, but it's just a matter of they must have had enough people to come forth, and because you need proof.
Can't just be circumstantial evidence and shit.
So yeah, an indictment is literally just a formal charge of a serious crime.
Exactly.
Oh, so it's just being charged.
Okay. Whereas before it wasn't really charged; it was
Rumours.
like rumors, you know. And then I wonder if Drake would be next, but then it's like because that took ages. Did he? And that came out ages ago. So they would have taken those tapes because I was originally sus that the people that took the tapes were kind of covering up for Diddy a bit, or other people covering up for other people. But like
these things just take time.
Yeah,
it takes time.
Takes ages to get anything done.
You think it's like an SVU show where it gets done in half an hour?
Yeah, nah.
Even fucking Damo around the corner who fucking gets done for fucking shoplifting at Woolies and fucking smoking ice doesn't get his fucking court date for fucking ages. We're waiting 6 months for fucking
They just let him back out and shit. He just keeps doing what he's doing, and then he goes, "Oh fuck, I got caught." And half the time they don't go and shit. Like that.
And 50 Cent still goes hard in the paint, eh? He's still and after all this, he's still like he's so funny.
You know
bro.
he must be squeaky clean, man, for the shit he talks, bro. There's nothing on 50, man.
Yeah. Because usually I think if you're anyway that inclined, I feel like you just shut your mouth when it comes to that because you don't want to bring any heat to you.
Like J. Cole so quickly bowed out because he's like, man, I used to love them freak offs. You know what? I'm pulling out of this beef. I've got nothing to say.
And then he makes Grippy.
Sus, bro.
Yeah,
fucking
Grippy.
sus. Has Drake made any music since or no?
Yeah, he has.
He has.
Yeah.
He has, and he's still got a like loyal fan base and shit.
He would,
he
but
does.
I feel like the music doesn't hit the same. Even for me, I listened to No Face and I listened to one other one with 21 Savage. I think I spoke about it before, and it was a good song, but I don't. I can't fuck with it continuously like I used to.
Yeah,
Like, I
you
used
just-
to. He still comes up in my shuffle because I played him so often in the past.
Yeah.
But I've just never switched up on someone so hard.
Yeah. No, Cole, I've officially got rid of all my Cole songs. Some of my Drake songs. It just sucks because a lot of Drake for me, he was so good at features. But now when the feature rocks up, I'm like,
I just feel like
skip.
A minor.
Yeah, I'm like, So, yeah, man, fuck.
And they're actually like, I don't know. I wonder how much time he'll get. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
he's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
Be a while, at least.
He's gone. I reckon
because those are pretty heavy. Those charges are heavy.
He'll probably kill himself in prison.
No, not just that, too. Don't forget that, like, now, this court shit won't be over for a couple of years now. This is big. Like, he'll have, because he's got money, he'll have crazy lawyers always trying to put him,
Get him out of shit.
Get him out of shit, and then
Maybe they'll settle.
Something's gonna.
Wait, can you settle if it's that serious? I feel like if it's an indictment,
He's got to go do some time.
Yeah, he's gone. But
hopefully he'll be next to R. Kelly or something.
What they'll do is, I think with rich people, that if you got good lawyers, they basically just keep pushing it back, so you can just kind of still live your life like a rich cunt, but you just obviously can't make music and shit. But he will still be on his island drinking a mojito. But he's just now like, he's like, yeah, my life's basically over, but I'm still rich, so I can enjoy life still.
Yeah,
like,
because
it's
I wonder if you're that rich, right? Do they put you up in a prison that's like either segregation or like a bit of a bougie prison? Like he'll still get a minute steak for dinner every night or something.
I reckon so. Like, we're talking about a lot of money.
And will he have much resources in there? Maybe they'll give him some resources. Like he'll still be like sitting in there with a few luxuries, prison luxuries.
I reckon so. Especially, like I said, because of the money and the lawyers. The lawyers will then make some like argument. He needs to be in this prison.
And I wonder
like,
I wonder if Diddy will give up names to lessen his sentence.
Yeah, probably.
So other people might get.
Well, that'd
done.
be interesting.
Yeah.
See, well, that's why everyone's now saying on the socials posts and shit that Usher's got to be guilty. Usher has to be next. Him and Diddy were like this. You're telling me that motherfucker didn't see some shit?
But then
Of course he did.
Jay-Z is the kingpin. I'm telling you,
He
he's
is.
the kingpin.
He's the
But
kingpin.
no one snitches on that dude. Him and Beyonce, I reckon Beyonce is behind the scenes is evil.
100%.
I reckon she's evil as well.
Yeah.
And you can't say shit because they got that kind of money where they can get you killed and they'll never trace back to them.
No.
Never.
No.
100%.
They don't even give the order. They'll give the order to someone that gives the order to someone that
Exactly.
gives the order.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's a billionaire, for fuck's sake. He's the only music billionaire ever made. From music, billionaire.
Just music.
Just from music.
No, it's not just music.
No, yes. So they made a post a couple years ago.
Or was that Kanye? Or was
No, it was Jay-Z. He was the first official music billionaire.
Isn't that because him and Beyonce got another platform other than Spotify?
Oh,
where
they
you
got
have to listen?
Deezer.
Yeah, they own Deezer or something. Yeah, that was all over the news. How did you guys not see it?
Yeah.
It was
I
all
have
a while
seen
ago.
it.
I remember
a while
seeing
ago.
something.
Yeah.
I thought it was Kanye for some reason.
No, it was Jay-Z, the only music billionaire.
Kanye is too busy going after Jews or whatever he's doing. But yeah, man, I don't know. I thought that was kind of a breath of fresh air in terms of it's bleak. The information there is bleak, but
a piece of shit's now been caught.
Yeah. Did you ever have you ever heard of the tub torture method?
No.
So back in the medieval days, for whatever reason, right? I don't know why someone would be like exposed to this kind of torture, but for whatever the reason back in the day, right? You stole a loaf of bread or whatever, I don't know. But people were placed in a wooden tub with only their head protruding its confines, right? So even the top of the tub, it's timber around the top of the surface and it's around your neck.
Yeah.
So you're trapped in everywhere but your head. Their face was often painted with milk and honey, drawing flies to the eyes, ears, and mouth. But the real torment began as the captive was fed regularly, ensuring they wouldn't die from starvation. Over time, their excrement would accumulate in the tub, creating a putrid environment which maggots and other vermin thrived. These creatures would then burrow into and feed on the living body of the victim. Left in their own filth and exposed to the elements, the victim would undergo imaginable agony as septicemia, gangrene, and parasitic infestations took hold. The process was agonizingly slow, with death sometimes taking more than a week to take place. Such methods is like a grim statement to how sinister us humans can be.
Who comes up with that shit?
Yeah, bro. Like that's like it's just the methods of torture. Like you have to sit down and like with a fucking.
I've seen this one where they put a bucket. You're laying and they put a bucket on your stomach with
the
rats
rat and
under
they
it, and
burn it,
heat,
yeah.
they
That's
heat
in-
the top of the bucket, and
that's
the
in
rats burrow into the fucking.
Fast and Furious. They do that on Fast and Furious. Remember?
they do too.
That's so fucked up, man.
Because they have nowhere else to go but in. They're trying to
Exactly. So
escape
they
the
try
heat.
to escape, so they dig through your skin.
There's
and
other
shit.
ones where they strap the arms and legs and they like stretch them apart and just rip you apart like fucking Mortal Kombat. Fucking.
Oh man.
Who comes up with this shit? Like,
Yeah, I
why?
know.
Why you like? You like just kill the cunt. Like.
It's just that torture. Imagine like knowing you're on your 7th shit in this tub
Oh.
and you're like, you start to feel it past your ankles and you're like, oh no.
Yuck.
No.
That's so fucked up, man.
You're trying to hold your poos in for heaps long too, but you just can't.
Do you explode?
And I never understood like the waterboarding. Like Tori said that one time you guys tried waterboarding just for the fuck of
we
it.
waterboarded each other.
And,
well, I wasn't there for that.
Yeah,
but.
and that she was telling me that like none of them thought it was real. It was like, how is this even a thing? And apparently it's real. Like it's
No,
it's
it
like
is, it is. The boys were telling me, they just got bored. They're like, fuck it, let's try it. And I'm like, you're a funny cunts, bro. Like, fucking.
so. Man, this next generation, they must be made in a lab or something. Like this generation of athletes, crazy, right? Like I believe in. Have you guys ever seen The Boys at all? Okay, essentially it's like a government that has superheroes in it, and it's like corrupt as it shows you like the corruptness. If it's like in a hypothetical world, if the government had superheroes, right? And you think it's going to be all fine and dandy, but it's not. Anyway, I feel like they have this thing called Compound V. And they inject it in them. It's like a steroid for superheroes. I feel like this cunt is using that. So this guy's 14 years old from Africa. His name's Divine Ihim. And he ran 10.3 seconds in the 100 meters. Now,
what?
Now, in a reference, this is reference. I'm going to reference his record time, which was his world age record time, right? Not the world record, but for his age, world record.
Yeah, right.
Usain Bolt ran the 100 in 9.58 seconds in 2009. So this guy's literally only 32 seconds off beating or matching Usain Bolt's world record, and he's 14 years of age, and he'd done it wearing a purple do-rag.
Wait, what's his time? What was his time?
So Divine his name's Divine Ahim, and his time was 10.3 seconds in a 100-meter sprint, and Usain Bolt was almost 10 seconds, 9 minutes 50.
Yeah. So
9 seconds.
So he wasn't 30 seconds slower. He was
Sorry, not 30 seconds.
Milliseconds.
Sorry, not 30 seconds.
Milliseconds.
I fucked up, guys. He was milliseconds slower.
Yeah. I was going to say 30 seconds. That's slow as fuck.
Sorry.
I
I fucked up. He was just scraping by, and he's 14 years old.
That's wild. He's going to be the fastest man.
I feel
when
like
he's older.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like nowadays, as we get older, people are just like, it's not just like I'm not talking about enhancements, performance enhancements, but just like genetic freaks, bro. Especially people that come out of Africa. Like people say, oh, it's racist, this and that. I don't believe so. I really do think.
Yeah, they're animal. They're beasts.
They have great genetics.
People from Africa, everyone that's like black at all, I feel like a lot of them are genetic freaks. It's crazy. They're not made the same as normal
beasts. They
humans,
are beasts.
you know?
Yeah, fucking oath.
So, and I feel like nowadays we're going to get to the point where like what happens in the future when eventually they're like, I don't know, they're going to use not just steroids, but there's going to be something that is made that's better. Because right now the performance enhancements are steroids. But I wonder at what point, not saying that this guy's on steroids because he's natural, but at what point is steroids not going to be a thing anymore and it's going to be something better or more refined? Like steroids make you recover faster, but imagine they make something that makes you run faster.
Like literally run faster, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, heaps of athletes have got caught like blood doping and shit before cycling and shit, which I don't understand how that helps you, but they literally inject themselves with fresh blood before they performed because...
Oh, really?
Yeah, you look it up, bro. Blood doping is insane.
Interesting.
I can't remember. I think it was a famous cyclist got busted winning the Olympics and they busted him blood doping, which doesn't make sense to me. So, like, you literally freeze your blood and store it and then you inject it or something the morning of your performance because that blood's, like, so fresh that you can, like, run longer and shit. Like, you don't get as tired as quick because it's weird. It's weird.
I wonder
as shit.
how fast 10.3 seconds is in 100 meters. I want to see it in front of my eyes. Like, is it a car going 20 kilometers?
It's fast.
You know what I mean? Like,
I reckon I could do it in like 12.
And I even think that is like...
Nah, fuck that. Probably like 16, 17, if that. Fuck.
You'd never catch him.
Nah. Fuck, imagine versing him in Oztag. Oh. Like,
that was like back in the
like 100 nil.
That was like back in the day when my dad he was the coach of our soccer team, and we found this Sudanese guy playing at the soccer field with his brothers, like just kicking the ball, and he was running rings around his brothers so quick, right? And my old man, he was training us, and he looked across and he's like, oh yeah, do a few laps, do this, and we're just doing drills. He goes over to this guy. His name was Emmanuel. And I stayed friends with him for years. Even now and then, he'll wish me a happy birthday on Facebook. Like, you know what I mean? But I played his team for years, right? And my dad kind of was like his second father. We'd take him in the Tarago to games because his parents couldn't do it and this and that. He paid for his rego for a few years in a row, my old man, because he's seen this guy run and he goes...
We need him.
Yeah, he goes, hey, where are you from? He goes, St. Clair. He goes, you want to play soccer? He goes, oh, I can't afford boots. And I'm like, he got him boots.
Oh,
He
shit,
signed him up, and he was one of our best players. At one point, the game plan was pass it to Emmanuel. Yeah, man.
All right.
Well, that'll do us,
I think.
That's it.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Check out HYDROGRIP.
HYDROGRIP, man.
Thank you so much as always, guys.
Buy your Synergy tickets.
Yeah, we're keen for the future, man. There's so much cool things. Imagine
Salud.
the whole time the bottle doesn't open. Thanks, you guys. Woo.